We are live from Abyssinia Stadium as the Tampa Nightcrawlers look to make history and make it to the Final Four, and the Rare Breed are looking to find their way to meet their destiny and face off against the Patterson U next weekend in the A7FL Final Four. Good afternoon, everyone. Live once again from Abyssinia Stadium. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by my favorite people in the world, Big Rob Fabian, Corey Hammond. The names are on the opposite sides, but it's because we played a little bit of changed places before the broadcast.
He looks better.
But I'm Matt Ryan, that's Corey Hammond, that's Rob Fabian. We're calling the action for you this afternoon on Stadium. Tampa Nightcrawlers going up against the Baltimore Rare Breed in a matchup that we've been excited about since it was announced, Corey.
Right.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really interesting matchup because we're not 100% sure of these teams, but neither are the teams of each other.
Yeah.
The Rare Breed have had a really tough schedule this year. They started the year off with BIC, a closer game than it seemed when you looked at the final score. Played the Gators twice, won both of those matchups, and also had that breakout performance here, Abyssinia Stadium, breaking the U's winning streak. So they come in here riding high, but so do the Tampa Nightcrawlers, Rob. And one of the things I'll ask you as we come into this 1 o'clock game that we've been really excited for all week is the differences you will see from a team with a lot of speed versus a team, from Maryland that comes with a lot of heavy hitters.
I mean, the Tampa team led by Bagway, Mark Bagway, he's going to show a level of athleticism that's familiar to the league. But again, for Tampa, the speed, the athleticism, the quickness, it's going to be a slight adjustment for the Rare Breed. I don't know if the Rare Breed are used to dealing with a quarterback that size, that speed. We don't have that many big, fast quarterbacks like that in the league.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights let's take a look at some of the highlights of Mark Bagway. Not seeing him here in the A7FL on the games of the week. We saw him very briefly a couple of weeks ago. But this young man is looking to make a mark in this league, and look at the precision, just being able to throw on the fly, Corey. Not a wobbler, going right into the hip pocket of his receiver, and has that next level speed, has that Iverson crossover.
He can get away from the tackle, and still make the throw. Like, he's looking to make the throw every time.
And the way their offense is designed, and I talk about with them on the field pregame, is they're only going to use the two blockers as a front line to protect him. He's really going to rely on his escapability to be that third offensive lineman, that third protector.
Right.
And that's going to be where I think the game is won and lost, because if the Rare Breed can find themselves introducing themselves up close and personal to Mark Bagway, and he has to deal with those types of hits, a thing that I don't think he's familiar with just yet, it might be a long day for them. But if he can get away like he has shown in Florida, then it might be a long day for the Rare Breed defense.
I mean, even based off the highlights we just saw, he calls them down. He makes the defense bite, and then he still throws the ball. That's a little dangerous for a very angry, overzealous defense.
And let's see if they're able to pull this one off, or will OG Buck and the Baltimore Rare Breed make their way to the Final Four? We'll find out in just a few moments' time. We'll be giving you throw-off action at the other side of this break. It's the Baltimore Rare Breed and the Tampa Nightcrawlers. It's the A7FL Elite 8 live on Stadium.
I can't hear that.
And the Tampa Nightcrawlers will be getting the ball first. The Baltimore Rare Breed winning the toss. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Corey Hammond and big Senator Rob Fabian, bringing you the action live here on Stadium and across the A7FL digital network. Shout out to everybody watching us across the world. We got you on the chat here. We got OG Buck's nephew in the house. A lot of people in the chat are giving Rare Breed the edge, but gentlemen, some Florida fans as well, as we take a look at two of the most interesting uniforms in the A7FL. I'm a big fan of it. And
I like it.
And you can get yours at A7FL.
I'm not sure about the Rare Breed one, but let's go. Let's go to the store and browse.
I want the OG Buck jersey, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
And you can get that at a7fl.com/merch. That's A7 or a7fl.com. Just click the merch button, and you can buy some awesome stuff from our friends over at Squad Locker. And OG King getting a little bit of a dancing stretch in, getting a. What is that, like Pilates P90X?
I can't speak on that. I avoid dancing at all times.
That's the gritty. Look at Marcus Cole getting his team hype.
Is it his team though, really?
No, but it's Baltimore, man. You know.
Hey, man, he is an ambassador for the state of Maryland, the city of Baltimore, and like we know from his situation with Dunbar, he's good at making deals.
And this is two of the most elite football cities or football states in the country, Maryland and Florida, just two states that are prime full of talent and got teams from Atlanta, teams from New Orleans wanting to get in on the action. We're going to see Las Vegas get in the mix at our 4 o'clock game, and we're going to see another New Jersey-Maryland I-95 matchup meeting in the middle, much like Jim and Pam in that episode of The Office. We'll be facing here in Delaware in our 7 o'clock game. That'll be exclusively on the A7FL YouTube channel.
I love The Office.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I did that for you, just for you. But we take a look at some of these players here. We talked about Mark Bagway, but we cannot talk about this game without mentioning Rokeem Chaney, OG Buck, and Marcellus Pack Money Pack. That young man is we have a matchup in our 4 o'clock game between Ashante Worthy and Pac-Man Jones. But right here, the Rare Breed not going with you. We were talking in the break, Corey. You always have to defer. You're saying you always have to defer.
See, when you defer, what you're doing is you're getting the ability in the second half to make the decision. If you don't defer, then you could end up kicking twice. So you can receive, but I think it's best to put your defense out there. You know, it's easier to maintain momentum with defense, and these 3-on-1s, especially for teams that don't know each other, are a great opportunity to see an exciting shock.
Can I
first when you find out how fast the team is speed-wise?
Can I give you guys like a really weird sensation I just felt?
You had an epiphany?
Yeah. I think the Nightcrawlers are a lot better than we thought they were.
Well, we've seen them in action so far this season.
We have not disparaged the Nightcrawlers as much as maybe we've disparaged the Force, but we're going to find out right now as we get the 3-on-1 throw.
Here we go. It'll be Marquise Williams returning it now for the Nightcrawlers. This is an untimed down, so this does not affect the clock, and he is not wasting any time. He's out of bounds and running exactly on the sideline.
All right, I'm gonna give him 93 speed, but I'm giving him about 22 awareness because he ran himself right out of bounds, which is okay.
For the numbers.
Yeah.
No, he was looking at the end zone, and good for him. But
for the numbers.
You always have to have that spatial awareness, knowing where you are on the field, but still a solid return.
Very solid.
For
that was a little
Marquise.
scary.
And let's hope for the Nightcrawlers. This is the only mental gaffe that they have, because as rookies in this league, some of these guys, or second-year guys in this league, they're still adjusting to the differences between football that maybe some new fans are used to and the A7FL game, which is a little bit different.
They have to move those numbers onto that marker, that hash marker, because that's why he ran out that way.
It's not the responsibility of the refs to make sure that the players know the rules. And so some of the fans at home know the rules. Just a couple of differences. You're going to see 7-on-7 offense, defense after that 3-on-1 throw-off, which we'll explain later. And you'll notice that even though this is a full contact league, these are men out here, no pads. So we're gonna really get a taste of some high octane, full contact football today.
This is my first chance to actually watch Mark Bagway live.
Yeah, and well, we've seen him before, but it's the first time seeing him in a big spot against outside competition. 3 on the rush, the snap, 2 on the line. Bagway over the middle, complete, and that one will get dropped down around the 44-yard line. That reception by number 34.
Even that play is a statement.
Well, and that's going to be the chess match, guys, because that's what I was talking about. You got the 2 offensive linemen, one man's coming free, and Mark Bagway, with that hesitation, is going to be the one that decides what happens. So off his back foot, throws it to the middle of the field. Good thing he wasn't really well covered, but that's a great catch hanging on.
But that's a statement, throwing it right in the middle like that.
Well, and Rare Breed made a statement, too, with that hit.
Yeah, and it's a dangerous game. 3 wide receivers set, 2 on the line, empty backfield for Mark Bagway. The snap fakes the screen.
There's that
Not
pressure
a lot
again.
of time.
He's responsible for one. He just hustled the hell out of it.
And he throws this one deep downfield. Caught at the 5 and brings it down one-handed.
Tampa is here to play football. Tampa is here to play football.
Rico Brown with the reception.
And, hey, you're excited at home because you should be. That was an absolutely magical play in the backfield from Mark Bagway to find the time, and he throws the ball.
This is the
50 yards in the air. And look, when you
excuse me, oh my God, you saw the slide?
Like Iverson in the All-Star game, just finding the lane, D'ing him up, and dropping a dime.
If I'm being honest, that's what I said right before the game started. After I seen the highlight, he's still looking to throw the ball here.
That makes him dangerous. Snap to throw, and that one will be caught. Touchdown,
wow.
Tampa.
That is a statement. Rare Breed is the Baltimore champions, and Tampa just scored on their first opening drive.
Ray Chalk with the reception, putting them up 6-0.
And they're moving. They're operating so fast that our camera crew can't even get ready for the touchdown. Here it is.
You hurry up. Let's take a look again on the replay.
That was. Oh wow.
And that's a touch pass, guys.
Quick drop back, cut to the right.
Wow.
Wait, yeah. I'm kind of in shock. Hold on.
Because when I talked to Mark Bagway in the beginning of the game, he made it clear to me that, guys, he was a wide receiver as they go for the 2 points from the 10-yard line, and he takes off.
Will cut in. He'll stay upright. He will not be denied, but he'll be throwing the ball back to the big man, and the big man try to push the pile. Ball comes loose. Do they give it to him? No good.
That was a tough.
Hey, it was fun.
Make a statement. That is fun.
And let's talk about this for a second, guys.
Wow.
Nightcrawlers have won 4 straight games in defeating the DC Buzz in the playoffs, 56-38. They average 55.1 points per game. That includes the playoffs. They have the 5th highest point differential in the league with plus 49, but they've given up 30 more points than the Rare Breed. Take a look again at the big play that set up the score.
Slip. Oh my God, his ankle.
One of our big time playmakers on defense for BIC, Carnell Wachter. He calls this Florida team, the Nightcrawlers, baby BIC. And if their game plan is going to be quarterback runs around, makes some space, and chucks it downfield, they're going with a BIC game plan, and they might be able to put up a BIC number on the scoreboard.
And the lack of Ricardo Freeman on that drive.
Well, you see the formation they're coming out. You're game planning out a run-stop linebacker in Ricardo Freeman by going with a 4-wide spread. So, you know, that's part of the chess match we're going to talk about. With 2 offensive linemen, you are able to have an extra guy out in the route.
And this is a completely different offense than we're going to see at the 4 o'clock game. And some of you who just joined, who were watching the game before that from the Vegas Force, hard running game, and now an opportunity for Marcellus Pack to right the ship on an untimed down. Gets past one defender. He's got the sideline, but will be brought down and brought out of play around the 50.
Bagway is fast.
He is way fast.
I think as surprising as Tampa's speed was on that first drive on offense, Tampa better wake up too, because there's some speed on that Rare Breed team. They're not just a big team that's going to come out here and clod around.
I'm thinking the game is really
I'm thinking there's some punches being thrown.
It's a quarterback duel today.
But how consistent is Mark Bagway going to be able to be
with that style of quarterback?
He's got Steve Wilkos on his line, so you know he's got that going for him.
But he's going to be asked to make that magical play.
You know what?
First down, second down, third down, and fourth.
We were talking about boxing and MMA before the start of the broadcast. Some of our loves. This is a Gotti Ward fight. This is going to be a back and forth between 2 precise offenses.
But what we're going to see is
first and 10, the snap, the handoff. Cuts upfield. That's Omari Thomas, and Omari Thomas stopped at the line.
Somebody's mouthpiece even flew out. He's met at the line. That's a statement.
The matchup at quarterback is a guy that's going out there guys, and he's running a backyard offense. Hey, just run around. I'm going to handle the defensive pressure and just get open. And then on the other side of the ball, Rakeem Chaney is probably the best play caller in the A7FL this year.
Yeah.
So you see a run play that doesn't go anywhere, but you're also going to see a lot more balance from this rare breed team, which may open up the play action. So maybe in these first couple drives, these flash plays might make a difference, but you see another run here.
And a flag on the play, but the big man avoiding the tackle, pushes the pile, stays in bounds, and takes down the big man number 23 for the first down.
And as fast as Tampa looks, they're going to have to step up to a big man like that and bring him down, because I saw a couple business decisions on that play.
You want to run into a guy that big?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Guys like that run into me, Rob. And
let's take
cool.
a look again at the replay. And that was Humble Beast number 34, finding that seam.
Great blocking.
And, there's that call, I think, on the tackle attempt from number 17.
Good block.
That was Lot Smith, I believe, on the tackle attempt.
Based on where the flag was thrown, that's a rare defensive penalty. That's almost 999 times out of 1,000. That's where the flag was thrown. That's a holding penalty. So, first and 10.
First and 10 and a flag on the play, and it looks like we jumped the line a little bit early.
And they're going up top on my man out there, Jason Sehorn.
And another flag.
That's where I'm going.
But OG Buck, that first play was to see where the strengths and weaknesses were on that defense.
Yeah.
And then very next play, he capitalized on it.
It's the same play, just a little bit extra LBs on the running back.
Yeah, that's the dangers of his mind and his play calling.
And that's a shame, because on that first down attempt there, which was called for the penalty,
calling a timeout after that one.
You got a play action. You were going up top to Aunt Mo, and it looked like he had a step on the
and it
Jason
could be
Sehorn
a situation. Yeah,
everyone knows at home what I'm talking about.
Oh, Lord. It'll be 1st and 5, I believe.
They made a quick substitutions there. Bring up 1st and 10 again.
And and this is a back-and-forth matchup. We talked about it before. It's like watching a great UFC flyweight matchup. It's like watching Davis and Figueiredo inside the octagon. Just two guys with precision, with skill, and with drive. Bagway, and just relying on that run again. The Humble Beast trying to push the pile, but the Tampa defense catching an eye on it that time, and it will be 2nd down.
Well, it's 2nd and on schedule. So 2nd and 6, one of the things that really put the U defense in a bind is when they had Pac Money in there running that jet action to kind of threaten the edge. And one of the keys you'll see is Mark Bagway right now is on the field. Their offensive playmaker is playing defense as well. So that's going to that's going to matter in these play calls, because if you're calling the run play, you're going to wear down the quarterback. Does he have enough energy to make that many people miss?
I'm personally thinking Bagway has been playing two ways all season.
Yep.
He's been alternating between quarterback and wide receiver.
In Florida Heat, this is nothing to him.
Yeah, and this is going to be 2nd and 7.
We'll see.
Interesting back set to the right of the quarterback, Rakeem Chaney. 2 wide receivers set, and they'll play action. OG Buck throws it. Ooh, and off the chest. Looking for a flag, will not get one. That was intended for Anthony Diaz.
That's great defense.
Yeah, that's good coverage, but I mean, if you're Aunt Mo, you posted him up. That's a power forward type wide receiver move, and you get that rebound. So
those were the criticisms I had of Aunt Mo as a wide receiver last year. That's why I never called him.
I didn't see it last year. I've seen at times him miss there, but 3rd and 7.
And do you think that the rare breed walked into this game a little too confident, a little overconfident against a team?
Can I be honest with you? The whole league did. The whole league did. I did not think it would be 6-0 on their first drive. I didn't think that at all.
Talking with them pregame, they know that they are in it for a fight.
And it'll be the snap. Play action again, kind of going for the same play. Throws this one deep, but it overextends the receiver. A lot of arm, but not a lot of movement there.
These guys are playing it well.
And that one intended for number 14.
I don't know if it's going to be there, but that play action they had to Pac Money. If he just looks to the backside, which isn't where the play is called, so it's hard to get to your check down, your 3rd check down. But he had a lot of green in front of him.
I have a very odd take. Tampa is used to a certain kind of speed. I don't think Rare Breed is used to that kind of speed.
Well, there's a tempo to this game. I feel like even in the booth, we're trying to keep up with the game.
But could
and I think if Rare
be at a disadvantage because of all the slow teams they've played?
Well, I think the Nightcrawlers are also they have a mandate to hurry up this game from Nicolaimo, if I've heard. But this is an interesting formation. Quads to the bottom of your screen.
So it'll be 4th and 7. Empty backfield quads, and then one in motion. Pac Money cuts through, gets the first down.
playmakers are going to make plays. That's
Well,
they're
what
here
we've
for.
seen is that Tampa's been up to the task on the pass plays, maybe covering and hoping that Raheem Chaney misses on the pass play. But they want no business in stopping the run so far.
They're here to catch them, though.
We're going to take a look at this on the replay.
4th and 7, you got to make this play if you're on the defense.
And
because he's dead to right.
Us?
And there's guys that outweigh him probably 500 to his 170 pounds.
Still can't catch
and he
him.
still powers forward on 4th down.
And if
keeps the drive
23
alive.
was able to catch it and go, it's the A7FL Elite 8 on Stadium. I'm Matt
Ladies
Ryan,
and
joined by
gentlemen.
Corey Hammond and Rob Fabian.
Got ourselves a game.
The snap, the screen, and OG Buck will just keep it. Goes downfield and brought down emphatically, but gets the work done, and that is why he is an MVP caliber player.
Yeah, and it's obvious athleticism to get 11 yards on the ground, but it's the design of the play, guys. That's basically ingenious. You have all of the defensive players down there, and even I could have got 3 yards and stumbled. But then when you have a good, actual good quarterback in there, you get 12, and Baltimore still driving. And look at the body language of the Nightcrawlers, because the momentum after the first drive was, we're coming in here to win this game easy. Yeah. They stop them on the 2-point conversion, which was a tough battle. And it was a microcosm of this game, because that little battle, it was a win for the rare breed, and then they get on the field and they're starting to pound them with some easy runs.
The snap. The toss.
Rocket screen.
And ball comes loose, but he holds on to it.
Goodness.
Blown up.
That is great film work from the Tampa Nightcrawlers. When you see the offensive line for the rare breed go downfield and Ant Mo is at the top of your screen, that's a rocket screen. You see
check it
the
out.
blockers are in front of him.
There.
There's one man to miss, and he reads the blocker. And wow, that's a very good catch.
Yeah, that's
a very good catch, because that could have been a fumble for 6.
Yeah. And it'll be 2nd and 9, 1-yard gain by Anthony Diaz, a.k.a. Ant Mo. The play action, once again, feigning that screen. OG Buck, with time, has to cut through, goes downtown, and will go out of play around the 9-yard line.
You ever play basketball and you got that Dirk Nowitzki guy that's like, pump fake, pump fake, pump fake. After the fourth one, you're just like, all right, man, I know it's a pump fake.
That wasn't a very effective Euro step by OG Buck.
Well, the first 2 actually worked.
Yeah, the second one didn't.
When you go for the third and then you're 2 yards down the field and then you do a little like Statue of Liberty flash, I think it's a little bit too much.
Well, that was David Bailey with the stop, right?
And watch that right there. Bang.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
He wants you to know he's older but can still ball.
That's good to know.
That's
great film work, because the rare breed has scored against that week 1 against BIC.
Right.
I think they did that against the U and got 15, 16, 17 yards.
And I think this is the weapon that has been serving the rare breed all season, is their speed off the snap. Their speed off of scrimmage. And here comes the pressure, the handoff, but there will be a whistle. Looks like a 3rd penalty on the Nightcrawlers.
And once again, for the folks at home that are a little bit new to this game, well, it won't matter, my point, but there is no kicker in the A7FL. You've seen guys throwing it off, and you're not going to see a guy come in for a field goal. So when we get down here, there's 4 downs that you have as an opportunity to score, and it's on the offense to punch it in and the defense to stop them, because you're not going to get any cheap points in the A7FL.
And we've seen teams that are great the first 80 yards of the field. Right. But once you get inside the 20, it's a different ball game. And look at the pressure.
This is man territory right now.
Look at the size of those men on rare
And look, the
line.
safety drop back. The big
bodies.
The big man, number 34.
And they stand up to it.
Number 4, Bailey. He's a player to watch on that defense. He's made all the plays so far.
It's easy in the booth to say that he could have bounced it outside, because I think the blocking was actually a lot better than it looked.
It didn't feel that.
But when he looked for contact, a la like a Courage Mosey, and he's looking to cause some punishment. See, if he just bounces it outside, Beefy's got the hook on the edge.
And
that's a great read. He didn't even get blocked for real. Number 4, Bailey is really putting in work.
Yeah, you're looking at the trench work. I'm looking at the skill guys, and if he just takes that to the left flank there, he gets the edge. That's a touchdown. Watch play action.
2nd and goal, and they'll just hand it off again to the big man. He'll push the pile and get into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Yes,
We've got a contest.
And
this is why I love the A7FL, guys. Back and forth, different philosophies when it comes to getting the points on the board, but they find a way to get into the end zone.
And then we talk about no kicker on the middle of the field. Now after a score, the extra points are either going to be a 1-point conversion, a football play, not a kick, from the 5, or a 2-point conversion from the 10. And these are going to be huge plays that decide the game because these are scoring plays. Yeah. And if it's a really tight game, these add up.
Yeah, these make the difference. And a big rush again, play action. In
got.
Trouble! Can't hold on to it.
And you see a big guy make a diving play right there, and all you want in the world is for his hands to do the rest of the work, but stays tied 6-6. Good effort.
Right on the other side of this one, we're going to see if the Tampa Nightcrawlers can get a little bit closer and try to make something happen. Will they be able to break the tie, or will the Rare Breed defense find a way to stifle Mark Bagway? We'll find out in a minute. It's 6-6 on Stadium. We are live here from Abyssinia Stadium in Wilmington, Delaware. It's the Tampa Nightcrawlers and the Baltimore Rare Breed tied 6-6 in this Elite 8 matchup on the A7FL Games of the Week on Stadium. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Corey Hammond and Big Rob Fabian, and we are so excited for this game. We have ourselves one hell of a matchup this afternoon, and you know it's a big game when the refs are mic'd. And we're taking a look at some of the people watching us here. Thank you everybody for joining us across the A7FL network. I saw some people predicting 50-0. Well, that's not happening now.
That's not happening. Yeah, you could throw that out. That prediction
after one drive going 50, it's going to be 50-0 is like saying the Yankees are going to go 162-0
right.
after the first game of the season.
What are the odds he runs this one back now that he knows where the hash is?
Well, that's Marquise Williams.
I'm going to say 100-1. Because it's not happening.
Marquise Williams throws this one deep, and here we go. Williams looking to make something happen again.
Huss.
Cuts to the sideline, peels and gets driven out of play.
That man right there is called the Freight Train.
Terrell Burks.
And the reason he's called the Freight Train is not because he's a locomotive. It's because when you meet him, it's going to be a collision, some kind of crash, and someone's getting hurt. And so his arms get out there, and he says, no, boy. Go to the sideline, sit down. You're not scoring today.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tampa Nightcrawlers. And it will be with 4:46 left to go off of that untimed down. The Freight Train laying the hammer on that one.
We're going to call his name again.
Yeah.
It's going to matter.
Sure,
it's absolutely going to matter,
and
too.
Joel Jumpman Rivera in the chat joining us today across the A7FL network. And
he ain't playing.
And if you want to be involved in the
just
conversation,
like you this weekend, you ain't playing this weekend. You chilling.
And it will be 1st and 10. 4:46 left to go. Mark Bagway with 4 wide receivers, 2 on the line. The snap. Bagway will immediately have to huss his way out of this one. Has time, throws it off the hands and out of play.
He has to catch that.
Now,
he has to catch
someone
that.
get that man some stickum.
Guys, the personnel changed. The defensive end now for the Rare Breed is Ant Mo, who's a corner. So they're immediately reacting to and making an adjustment to what Mark Bagway can do. And you see he's still having a dance back there, but he still misses the edge. Beefy is coming from the middle. That's an athletic big man, but not athletic enough.
And that's
but then Ant Mo, maybe a clip. But if Ant Mo stays outside there, that's the adjustment they're making. But if Mark Bagway can still find
at defensive end, he's going to miss that contain. And Mark Bagway is picking who's coming in and attacking.
And that was Chalk, the intended receiver, traditionally a running back, but now 3 on the line, 3 wide receivers,
See, his
empty
offensive
backfield.
line is communicating.
2nd and 10 to snap. And Bagway will just keep this one. He'll
That's
cut down
dangerous.
sideline and bounces off of his defender like a pinball and will collapse at the 40.
That was smart, actually.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
And remember, the Nightcrawlers got the ball to start the game, and there's a flag on the play. We'll see what the flag is. That'll stop the clock.
That's a free play. But the immediate takeoff is going to be really hard for the Rare Breed to deal with because
you don't know when he's going to do
they're
it.
so spread out,
You have to
covering the
respect
4
it.
wide receivers. There's space to go. And if they're going to rush as hard as they are trying to get to him, there's spaces to run.
And you see Janon Forster trying to make the tackle there, but running into his own teammate. And then another pin double block. If those guys split off that block, Rob, that opens up maybe another 5 to 10 yards.
But
or a touchdown.
But you see the IQ to drop.
Well, that was
As
a
soon as he got
called
there,
run.
he
That was an
he
absolute
just
called
drops.
run.
He's not going to get any contact.
Freight
like
train at the top of your screen at the D line for Rare Breed.
And that's Darian Langston setting up to the right of
They're
Bagway.
going all speed.
Screen, and that one caught by Chalk. And a little bit of a surprise special there. And a moderate gain and getting blown up a little bit. I believe that was Freight Train, but it will be 2nd down. And this Tampa offense, they have been studying film on the A7FL, on the traditional style of offense.
Tampa looks
Well, they're
good.
forcing the defense to react. They're having to backpedal on all of these plays. They're not bringing the pressure to him. He's dictating the pace of this game.
And it'll be 2nd and 3, 7-yard gain on that one. Split out, thrown over in the middle of the Chalk. Chalk will
Chalk
catch
is
this
the
one,
one.
changes
Oh, my
direction, hits it with the hustle, lateral back, ball is loose, and
Ball
this
still
one
on the
is
ground.
Still on the
thrown
ground.
around,
It's looking like a
and
Rare
Baltimore
Breed.
will walk away with
Rare
it.
What did I
Breed with
say?
it. Freight train. Freight train.
Tried to make it pretty, tried a little too hard, guys, to play A7FL football, and that man, don't use your game breaker now, young man. Don't use your game breaker now, but a turnover.
The play starts with the Nightcrawlers beating the Rare Breed because the Rare Breed come in his zone. That's why the slant's wide open. Just lets him inside, and then he goes for the extra yardage.
And he had that lane there.
It's all this
And
extra.
and what
right
we've
here.
seen so
And
far,
there's
guys.
the lateral, and that's probably designed. And then both of the
drop.
playing.
not
Drop.
smart. But
Drop
what we've
on
seen,
that.
guys, is that the Nightcrawlers right now look like they might be a little bit more skilled. But the Rare Breed, guys, is definitely a little bit more physical. Now, we can see how this evolves as the game goes on. But
I mean,
after
are we gonna
a
call that a physical? He tried to, like
the ball was on the ground, Rob,
but he
and there was
threw it
4
backwards. He didn't
guys.
have to lateral that.
There was 4 guys in the vicinity for the Nightcrawlers to get down. And if Cam Newton is going to get lambasted for not going for a fumble in the Super Bowl in the Elite 8 of the A7FL, if you don't get that fumble on the ground, it's part will.
I just don't
Rob.
think it's a Rare Breed forced turnover.
Well, we'll
I think
see.
It's a mistake.
2 running backs set, loaded on the line. They'll hand off, cuts
the
up
speed.
field, and
Oh,
Pac-Man will get to the 25-yard line. I see you looking at my comment saying, do what the Buzz refused to do and run them to death.
I don't think that's working much.
Well, 4 yards
It
from
got him-
Pac
it
with,
got him
with
in the
big
end
money,
zone.
and it also sets the tone physically because you see a lot of these guys are playing both ways. So this is a long game. That first drive was great, and it was a flash play, and that's kind of the story of these two teams. Cheney knows how to call a full
100%.
4
Yeah,
quarters
come
of
on
a
now.
football game.
OG Buck, definitely.
But watch the
Definitely.
pressure off the edge, the handoff, cutting to the outside.
Run right at Mark Bagway.
And the ball almost gets stripped out, but taken out of play, and a great move there by Marquise Williams. That speed really coming in handy there. And
He makes a great tackle on the headband, too.
And yeah, we
Headband came
talked
right
about
off of Pac Money.
we
tackles.
talked about this being a quarterback versus quarterback matchup, guys,
Right.
between Bagway Mark and Raheem Cheney. And you got to take a look at these returners here. You've got Pac Money, and you have Marquise Williams, and Williams has been showing out so far on both sides of the ball.
Right.
And
So was Pac.
yeah.
But also on those last 2 plays, guys, those are heavy run sets where they send a big back to block number 8 for the Nightcrawlers. And guys, who is that? Who's playing corner on that at the bottom of your
Mark
screen?
Bagway.
And that's smart quarterback play, calling a run play to the opposing quarterback.
Loading the box again. We'll cut to the right side. That's
number 4.
Marcellus
Right
Pack.
there, number 4 every
but he is
time.
denied
Every time.
from getting the first down. They
Every
will.
time.
They're going to give
They're
him
going to give him forward
progress on that because they're letting these 2 teams fight, and that's a first down.
And that'll be
Number 4
moving
made
the ball
stop
down.
behind
And
the line of scrimmage. I don't know how
It
they
should have
let
been.
I would have made it fourth down, but let's see again here on the play. Cuts inside, great read by Marcellus Pack. And that's forward progress right there. And there's the whistle.
That's the old
whistle.
That's the old USC. That's the old USC push Matt Leinart into the end zone. That's what that is. First
and
10.
that'll be the end of the first quarter after 15 minutes of football. It has been back and forth. Mistakes are going to be the story of this game. Will the Rare Breed find a way to get into the end zone and take the lead, or will the Nightcrawlers find a way to get back into the end zone and stop this Baltimore offense? We'll find out on the other side of this break. It's 6-6 after 1. This is the A7FL playoffs on Stadium. At the end of one quarter, it's tied 6-6. We've got a fresh 15 minutes, and we are live across the A7FL network on Stadium, Fight TV, and all across the world. I am Matt Ryan, joined by Big Rob Fabian and Corey Hammond. And you know what? Let's talk about some of the people who are bringing you some of the great things of the A7FL. Let's talk about Herff Jones. Herff Jones bringing you the A7FL Championship, the A7FL Championship rings, and for the first time ever, the A7FL MVP trophy. And if you know anything, Champion has a ring to it, and our friends at Herff Jones are looking to bring that to you. Go to herffjones.com for more information. That's herffjones.com. 1st and 10. And the handoff, and that'll be OG Buck handing that one off and getting brought down.
I'm telling you, most of the stops are going to be made by this gentleman right here.
Yeah, he's sideline to sideline.
Guys.
He's sideline to sideline. And Rob, what I was going to say in the break is, a couple weeks ago, you started gravitating more towards that Schno tribe. You started to get that little feeling in your gut. I think you're having that feeling for the Nightcrawlers today.
Oh, and look at the block by OG Buck.
That's a smart block.
But the speed that Pac Money has against other teams, he's going to be able to switch fields and get some space. Against this Tampa team, they have the speed. You're not going to go sideline to sideline and find a space.
Used to much slower players.
The most effective plays so far for the Rare Breed is when they go north and south and they take it right to their chest.
And that was Darius Davis on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Davis is going crazy.
This Rare Breed offense and this Tampa Nightcrawler defense are having very intense conversations with one another. The handoff, and that's again to Marcellus Pack.
Who's that again with the tackle? Who's that? Who is that?
Again, Davis with the tackle.
Davis is going to be defensive player of the game.
He is on that man like he is a process server and gets the stop, and it will be 3rd down.
I honestly think the Tampa Nightcrawlers being on the main stage today is putting a lot of teams on notice. There's no way you're watching this game and not a little nervous for Rare Breed.
And are these guys playing with a different level of energy?
It's
this
the
is playoff. It's playoff football, and you always see when these teams enter the playoffs, it's a complete reset. It's a complete reset.
You can see the focus in them. Number 4, Davis is making
and also,
every play he can.
Tampa has the advantage because they played football last week. The Rare Breed have had a layoff. Now they're just trying to get back into it, and one lucky fumble has given them a big opportunity. Play action. OG Buck with time. Throws it downfield. Caught! And that one will get down the sideline. That's Beefy. Beefy holding on to the ball. Almost lateraled it to Tony Toe Tap. But the most important thing is they held the ball, but there'll be a flag, and this one might be brought back.
I'm not sure. They might be calling offensive pass interference because there's a 265-pound man running full speed against a 145-pound corner, and I don't know if it was fair or not.
I don't know what happened. Maybe.
I wouldn't have called it, but I skew offense, so that's not a. So it's 1st and 10. Let's go.
It'll be 1st and 10, and they will keep it, though. We'll figure out.
I'm always rooting for the offense, Rob. Don't give me that one.
Sure.
And you see here just a great throw. And then right there in the pocket, great catch by Beefy. And Bagway, me having a close and personal conversation.
When your name is Beefy and you get a 40-yard reception, you can take one play off. That's a great reward for a pretty good play from the tight end there.
Aubrey Minor with the reception.
And so you see that Baltimore rare breed, they even on 3rd and 8 use pack money for the play action and find a crossing route. That's just a great design play from Rokeem Chaney and an even better placed ball, because even if the corner doesn't fall there, he's still not going to stop that. He's not going to stop that play. The only thing is going to stop that play is a drop.
I see. Look at that. That right side is wide open. Here comes the pressure, but they'll swap it. Play action. And OG Buck will throw this one deep downfield into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore.
That's Tony Toe Tap, it looks like, and that's a triple move. He goes for the corner, post, comeback.
Come on, Tony.
And if you don't see it on the screen there, but the corner just gets lost in coverage.
So you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear none of that. Come on, let's keep it going. You don't want to hear none of that.
To quote our friend L.J. Smith, none of that, none of that.
Watch the route. He goes in, he goes out, he goes back in.
But if you saw 17 get caught up on the block there, and that one in the end zone, and Tony Toe Tap lighting the lamp here, making it 12-6. Baltimore with their first lead of the afternoon.
Tony's kind of the forgotten guy at times on this rare breed team because they have so many ball players.
Very deep.
You don't cover him even, and then he takes advantage. He has at least 4 touchdowns this year, and they're going to go for 2 from the 10-yard line.
6 receptions, 194 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 Game of the Week appearances for Marlon Tony Toe Tap Anderson. Play action. In trouble, trying to make this happen. Pack money, gets stopped. Will he be driven home? No.
That's it. And they're not getting these conversions. Matt,
and that's the most important part of this game. And one conversion turns the tide on this one. And with 11:57 left to go, Baltimore has the lead. But we've seen the speed of this Tampa team. If they're able to pull it together, this one's going to be close and contentious. On the other side of this one, we're going to see if Marquise Williams can make his way into the end zone. Will we see some husses, or will we see someone get stopped? It's 12-6, Baltimore in the lead here on Stadium. It is the rare breed with the lead, the Tampa Nightcrawlers, looking to make something happen, and it's on the back of Marquise Williams, a.k.a. BME Quee, with the ball. And it will be the Nightcrawlers getting the ball here in our second quarter, and this one will be thrown a throw-off. And this one cutting down the sideline. Our technical difficulties right now, and that one will be brought down around the 35-yard line.
We didn't want you to see what was happening behind that. That was a censored a censored hit by the freight train, I could assume.
And let's take a look at some of the stats from the first quarter. 20 rushing yards, 77 pass yards.
And that 2 yards passing was before that drive because we saw the throw to Beefy and then the throw to Tony Tap in the end zone.
There's the Wolverine, Ricardo Freeman.
But if he's in there to stop the run, that's great. But he might be lost chasing Mark Bagway, who's way quicker than he is. At this
Two
point.
on the line, 1st and 10, 11:44, and counting.
No offense, Wolverine. He'll kill me.
Set into the slot, Freeman being taken out of this one immediately.
From
deep! Intercepted by Anthony Diaz!
First mistake.
And Mo.
Second mistake.
Not Bagway's.
Back-to-back plays, back-to-back turnovers.
So we were talking about it in the break because, my guy to my left here is falling in love with this Nightcrawlers team because of how flashy they look. And they do look like they have that explosiveness. But when you rush a quarterback and you force him to throw off his back foot and before he wants to, there's a miscommunication. And that's why he's going deep. His receivers turning it into a break route. And Ant Mo is capitalizing with an interception and a turnover for the rare breed, taking full control of the momentum in this game.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I talked about this before. Experience plays a huge – experience and being able to adjust on the fly plays a huge – part in the A7FL.
Absolutely.
They put Ant Mo at safety, who's their tallest guy who can catch a pass, who can do all that, has the speed, put Wolverine down to cover, and set 3 guys in his face. That's making that adjustment. That's showing
and
that
it's
experience.
the second adjustment they made with Ant Mo because they tried him at defensive end, and when he gets the corner, hey, let's put him at safety, and guess what?
And it worked.
Interception.
And
second turnover of the game for the Nightcrawlers.
1st and 10 for the rare breed. The handoff. And that is another big stop by David. Ooh, trying to get the ball out there.
He's going to have like 15 tackles by the time the game is
And
over.
people at home are like, why is Rare Breed still running the ball? Why are they running the ball? Well, the 2 pass plays that you saw at the end of the last drive were as wide open as they were because the Nightcrawlers have to honor this. And they'd make a great play here. Not a great block from number 54 for the Rare Breed, and a little bit too much there visually from number 16.
Trying to crack through the line, not able to.
Well, he definitely did. There was a lot there, but it'll bring up 2nd and 10 as we get back on track.
It'll be 2nd and 10. 2 wide receivers set at the bottom of your screen. One of them, Marcellus Pack, and play action. In trouble. Here comes pressure. First big pressure play of the day, and Chaney will get out of play, and it'll be 3rd down.
Difference between the 2 quarterbacks. One, flashy playmaker. You put in Madden and you run them back and forth like it's Vic in 04. Quarterback runs around, makes a man miss, looks downfield, and doesn't turn the ball over and brings up another down. So which is going to win out today? I have a feeling one side's going to make a difference.
How much of this is nerves, though, if from Mark Bagway? How much of this?
That's not nerves.
I can't say much of it from Bagway is nerves. I have to say they came out with a lot of swagger today. I can't say Tampa.
Yeah, it's the opposite of nerves. I think it's overconfidence.
2 yards on that play.
I think it's overconfidence.
Yeah, he might be a little overconfident in himself, and that can translate into a whole mess of things. But it will be 3rd and 12.
Because if you talk about that play, it's 1st down.
Timeout called by Baltimore.
They just got the ball back. They're looking to score. So you have a quarterback that says, expletive, this, chucks it. Well, guess what that leads to sometimes in the A7FL.
Is that a house money drive? You're playing with house money on this drive.
But
because you're up a touchdown.
For the Rare Breed?
Yeah, for the Rare Breed.
No, this is an absolute statement drive.
This one here?
On 3rd and 12, if they get to within 4th and about 4, because I would trust their defense, if they get to about 4th and about 4, I'm going for it. If it's 4th and 8, 4th and 9, it doesn't make sense. But if it's manageable, I'm going for it. Because if the Rare Breed put their foot down now, there's a question you're going to ask about the Nightcrawlers and who's coming back onto the field to play both ways, down 2 scores, with a plane to catch later today. And I'm not saying that the answer to that is that people are not going to play. But when you start asking that question, you're not in a great spot.
And it will be 3rd and 12 and a loaded line here. Big men on the line. It'll be 3rd and 12. You see the line up there.
And OG Buck says, I can play the 2-man line game myself.
And look at number 17. He's coming in and big pressure. Caught, but this one again a moderate gain.
I think that's dangerous.
That was dangerous, and it is that rocket screen. It's a safe play.
It's not that safe.
We've seen a lot of turnovers this year on that screen.
In theory, it's a safe play, but
in this league, it's not that safe. I feel like
looks like they're staying on the field.
And they will go for it on 4th and 8 with a lot of time left.
This is bold. I think this is bold.
I think they're trying to break the back of this team right now.
Yeah, this is
And
bold.
look at the expression on Buck's face. He has not changed a bit.
This is
Rock
bold.
feigns the screen, in trouble.
That's working too
Chaney
much.
will cut downfield, and he will get the first down and will get out of play at the 41.
OG, but look at the look on his face.
There is a level of
Listen, I'm
calm
here.
and cool that you have to operate with to be able to pull that hesitation move for the second time on the same defensive end. And why do you say, uh-oh, Rob?
You know why I said uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't want you to explain it.
I won't even say it yet.
Well, I'll say it for you. You said uh-oh because you saw the overall best and star player for the Nightcrawlers who's they're going to have to win with out of breath.
Yep.
Second quarter.
Timeout called. Timeout called, it seems, by Tampa. That'll be their second charge timeout.
And, I mean, you tell me as a quarterback yourself, I feel like in different leagues being called a game manager is almost offensive. He is a game manager.
And I've been saying that. I've been saying that for years.
That's
actually,
a compliment.
In this game, he's not a playmaker, as we just saw in that play.
Is.
But the way that he operates, it's a Huff-esque way to play the quarterback position.
Right.
And when you're in that much control and you're calling the game and opening up the defense to the guys that you want to get the ball to, and on 4th and 8, you slow play it with a hesitation move, get the edge, and get 8 yards kind of scooting on the ground.
Right. It is
It's also
you're
also a really frustrating thing, and maybe Mark Bagway's not out of breath, but he's definitely frustrated because on 4th and 8 on defense, when you let up a play like that, you feel like, what did we do wrong?
Yeah,
we did everything right.
Right. But
And-
they might be tired.
And we'll take a look real quick at the first quarter stats. 2 passing yards in the first quarter. This is all the first quarter, 97 total yards to 61. Those turnovers happened in the second half. 2 turnovers. And it will be first down for the Baltimore Rare Breed. 2 wide receivers set at the top of your screen, 3 on the line. The handoff to the big man again, caught behind his own lineman, and will be stopped and stifled at the line of scrimmage. And it
Davis
feels
wrong,
like
man.
Staying consistent, staying balanced. It's not a great, gain, but it's a decent
But
play call.
it's what they do. They're not running away from what their offensive game plan is.
And you're keeping the front 4, the 3 down linemen and the linebacker in the box.
It's like utilizing a jab. It's jab.
Absolutely.
You're setting up for the big move. You're setting up for the big play.
And guess what? It's not that effective, but 4 or 5 or 6 of those spread out through the first half, it's going to hurt.
And it will be 2nd and 10. Another handoff to the big man, number 34. Almost gets
That
the
was a
ball
cross.
snapped out.
Listen, I like Davis, man.
Davis playing.
I like
beautiful.
Davis, man.
He is certainly making it
Look
to the
at
top
him.
of the list as
yeah.
linebackers to be respected in this league.
For sure. He's reading the plays.
Come
well.
on,
He's
Johnson,
sticking
get out of the
hits.
screen with
Watch
your
out, man.
get out of the screen with your antics.
Look at the read. Come
And
here.
just watch
Not afraid
in
of the
that
contact. Look
bang.
at that.
That is
Stands him
form.
up. That's a form tackle on a guy way heavier than him.
If you're still in youth football, guys, watching at home, rewind that and learn from that. Because whether you got pads on,
man.
whether it's just your body, that is a perfect form tackle, and all he's got to do is just wrap up. But that man is a big man to wrap your arms
But
around.
you see stuff like this, and I want to see him go against Ice Cream Truck.
Ooh.
Davis and Ice Cream Truck. That's a great matchup.
Well, we might be seeing that in the next round if Tampa is able to make it and play against the Patterson U, and that's in 2 weeks here on Stadium.
Well, their defense is going to have to step up on
Very
3rd and 4th
interesting
down.
formation, but they're going
Play action. In trouble. Chaney throws this one deep
Yeah, Mo.
downfield and out of his hands, and
Just
Mo
out of
can't
reach.
get it.
just out of. You gotta die for that. You think you gotta die for that?
Mark,
died
He
for
wouldn't
that,
have
that's
caught it because it's up and away. So where the ball was placed, it's not a dive in front of him type ball. So it would have
up
had
and
to been
away.
like a vertical, one-handed Odell Beckham type situation, which would have been great. But where it's at on the field, if they just went for it on 4th and 8 last time, they're going to go for it on 4th and 8 here.
And
He
could have caught that,
He
maybe.
could have caught that.
Could you have caught that? Because I couldn't have.
At 6'4" and
Matt
no
Ryan
size, I would have caught that. I've caught passes like that before. No, I
From me.
Yeah, from you, yeah, I've caught. I've caught.
and it
Nah, I
will
put it in
be
front of you.
4th and 8, and they will go for it here. And Raheem Chaney playing with house money, up 12-6.
Well, the thing is, the momentum right now is teetering, and if they get the 4th down stop here, the Nightcrawlers do, they get momentum back too.
Because these are risky calls.
And Chaney, big block there, and
he
he's
gets
got
the
the
first-
opening again.
Oh, Davis with the crossing it. I'm telling you,
Oh,
that's
he
not
might
a
have down.
And he might have sent Raheem
Jeez.
Chaney into last, couple
He
weeks
might have hit one of his guys too.
against the Gators. He's just
My
having flashbacks
goodness.
to Abyssinia Stadium. That is how you stop a play on 4th down.
I told you we were going to be calling Davis's name all day.
We're going to take a brief timeout here, but on 4th and 8, the Baltimore Rare Breed getting stopped at the door. What a play. What a play there, gentlemen, by the Baltimore Rare Breed, trying to make that happen, but the Nightcrawlers coming right in with the stop. And here we see it again on the replay. Big block by number 54. Cuts through. Bang! And he might have caught, he might have caught his teammate there.
That's some fundamental open field tackling, ladies and gentlemen. And travels.
He has tackling.
That works on every level of football.
Listen, man.
We're going to take a brief timeout, and on the other side of this, we're going to see if the Tampa Nightcrawlers can have a drive, a consistent drive. They're down 12-6, but we got a whole lot more football for you. This is the A7FL playoffs on Stadium. It's 12-6. Tell your friends. If you want to be a part of the future of football, if you want to see something like this in your hometown, if you're in Atlanta, if you're in Detroit, if you are anywhere around the world and you want to be an A7FL owner, this is the energy we want to bring to every market across the country. If you want to be a part of this, go to a7fl.com/owners. What a day so far from Darius Davis on both sides of the ball, primarily on defense, gentlemen.
You saw him on the sideline there. You know you hit somebody hard when you put ice on the back of your neck.
It'll be 1st and 10 here for Mark Bagway. 2 straight turnovers on back-to-back plays for the Tampa Nightcrawlers with 5:45
Interesting, they go with the 3-man line here. They made the adjustment.
This is what this game is about. Great blocks.
Bagway
He's still making people miss.
Throws it.
Land it fly.
That'll be a reception, a first down, and Johnson.
These guys want to turn it into a foot race when they catch it. It's not going to be easy to take these guys down. They're not falling on first contact.
And the Wolverine there, not able to get the tackle.
If this was not in the lines of a football field, that would have been an assault. Wolverine goes for blood to get the pound of flesh back for his team, and he just misses. But this is where Mark Bagway separates himself. A lot of quarterbacks right there are going to take the 6, 7, 8 yards and run. He's still looking downfield for the throw.
Still looking for the throw, and I love that about it. I've seen him
timeout Baltimore.
And it's much more dangerous to have the opportunity still behind the line of scrimmage to get 60 yards in the air than it is to have to run 110 yards to get 20 yards.
And let's take a look again at this hit.
Oh, my God. Here it comes.
And bang!
Oh,
I remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about sonic rings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. You got to – I hate to do this, but you got to see Buck's face when he gets the hit. He goes, ooh, like it's one of those.
Yeah. That's the only facial expression you can make, too. And that's not on Buck. That's the only thing that you can do.
That's just on the hit. Like –
he got knocked out of Smash Brothers with that one.
Right. Yeah, you get a –
yeah.
All I hear in my head is slide, Buck, slide.
It'll be 1st and 10. Big pressure on the line here. 3 on the line. 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. Bagway with not a lot of time. He might have to get on his bicycle, and he does. He gets the first down and more. Screaming down the sideline. Mark Bagway getting the first down and brings it deep into Baltimore territory. Will be called out of play at the 22, first down.
And I like how aggressive the defensive ends from the Rare Breed are coming after Mark Bagway, which is what forced the interception. But if you're going to get beat at that edge and you give him the edge, then you're going to open yourselves up for easy 40-yard runs like that.
And a tackle by number 21, Hefe Jones.
But my coach always said, if you respect the game, it'll respect you.
So we've been talking.
On 4th and 8 is not. That wasn't the answer.
And you talk about Darius Davis today, 6 tackles in the first half, 1 tackle for loss.
And 1 haymaker landed.
Davis is going to be defensive player of the game. We're going to be talking about Bagway on offense, Davis on defense.
Are you saying right now Tampa has the edge? Are you putting that out there?
No, they're right now
going
Tampa
away from the 3-man line.
Tampa scores here, they even it up.
Have they even handed the ball off once?
And that one's a quick toss to 23, and a little bit of defensive holding by Beefy, but that one will get the job done.
I expect Wolverine to make that tackle.
Gain of about 7 on the play, and it will be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, but it's 8 yards down the field. Wolverine is one of the elites when you're kind of matching in the box.
Right.
Davis across the field from him.
Excuse me, sir.
Where you can maybe get him into a position where he's not that great is because, 4 or 5 years ago, he's not wearing that knee brace, right?
No.
He gets to that tackle after a 3-yard gain.
He's wearing the second.
He's going to make the tackle. His ability to bring a man down is unquestioned.
Right.
But there's a lot of speed here for the Nightcrawlers.
So far this season on Games of the Week, Ricardo Freeman has had 11 tackles. 9 of them came in Week 1 against the BIC. 9.
Oh, my.
And when we're talking about Mark Bagway, the snap on 2nd and 3, Bagway will throw this one over the middle. Touchdown!
Wow. Great read, great throw.
Yeah,
Touchdown,
he steps up into the
Tampa.
pocket and off balance, flicks it out there to the wide open receiver. And if he's going to be able to continually do that down the field, we're going to have a really high scoring game, guys.
And this begs the question, guys, after this drive, after this resolve, after giving it up on back-to-back drives, where does this put Mark Bagway in the conversation with the top quarterbacks in the league?
Here he goes.
I want to piggyback off Corey, and I'm going to tell you why. When he was describing Buck, he said Buck was Huff-esque. Bagway is Sterry-esque. That puts him, honestly, if we're going top 4 quarterbacks, Bagway might have to be up there after performance like this.
I'll ask you guys, if you just put it based on paper and what we've seen so far, who's got the better team around them? I don't think it's the Nightcrawlers have the best team around him, and they've basically every single play asked him to make the play for them.
Going for 2 points here. Bagway throws this one. Call off there!
And they're not getting these conversions.
Off the chest. Oh, that one has to hurt. He owes some push-ups.
Including that extra point where Mark Bagway does what he needs to do.
He does what he needs to do, but the team isn't. So, again, Sterry has the best team around him. But Bagway's nice, man.
Yeah.
So far in this first half, he's come into this game to
he
prove.
Is not happy about it.
So far,
get these
other than that
going.
one interception, which is good pressure from the rare breed, he's shown that he can deliver the ball, and that's what he's doing.
And that no look too.
Touchdown, yeah.
That touchdown, just finding a way to know exactly where Johnson was going.
Guys, this game is going to come down to these conversions. Listen, I can't even say Bagway completes the pass. That Nightcrawler player catches that pass. He executes perfectly.
He executes the play Bagway does.
That guy catches the pass. We're looking at a 14-12 game.
And if you're the Patterson U right now, we have Patterson U players watching this game right now. What's their take on this? What are they seeing?
Everyone not even just Patterson U. Everyone is seeing this game and saying Tampa is real. We cannot come and play with these boys. We can't play with them.
But we've seen the U defense. You have to get – we've said it before. Rob, Corey, you've said it a litany of times. You have to score 50 to be competitive. And, a team that averages 55 points a game
you letting it fly.
And this one will be thrown here. The wind picking up here in Abyssinia, and that will be out of play. I think the wind carried that one. A big gust of wind just came into the booth.
But this is a big opportunity for Pac Money to
put his team back in the lead.
Get that momentum back on a rare breed side.
And if you've never seen the A7FL before, first of all, how dare you? But second of all, if on the throw-offs after a touchdown, not only is it an untimed down, but it has to, much like a kick in traditional football, it has to stay inbound. It has to stay within the hashes, within the sideline. So now it'll be a dead run from the 25 instead of giving the ball at the 30. We make you earn every down here in the A7FL. So it'll be Marcellus Pack, one of the most dangerous returners in all of pro football. And he will go it off a dead ball whistle. He will get it to the 45 before he is met with any kind of traction. And Marcellus Pack off the dead run with a
great return.
And we'll get it to the 20, and now he's going to the track.
Setting in from two-way players.
What it is I don't know if the 3-on-1 for the Nightcrawlers have to face a guy with that level
speed,
of acceleration. Right. And a lot of guys, they do the hesitation move before they pick a side or the other. He's just full speed, straight up, makes the veer to a left and says, well, I got another gear, buddy.
Bye-bye. And then he kicks it right there. That's the second gear.
That's a fifth gear.
Oh.
And that was
that's a
Rico
short
Fields on the stop.
Ever?
Compared when I race the kids that I coach in youth football, I feel that fast.
That's not real, right?
You
but
know
they're
what?
12.
Rare fact about me: I played JV baseball, 3 steals.
Okay.
Stole home once.
Okay.
Same weight I am now.
Oh, yeah?
You were moving.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You were a big guy.
I had a 650 OBP. Well, I was less than.
You play first base, huh?
Right field, bench coach.
Okay.
I was on the team because everybody else failed off. Shout out to the High School of Telecommunications, Arts, and Technology. It'll be 1st and 10. Rakeem Cheney loading up on the line, and he'll hand it off to Pack. And Pack will cut to the outside, try to finish what he started, but brought down at the 16.
They're asking Pack for a lot right now. I think they should give Pack a break.
Well, they're asking Mark Bagway to make a lot of tackles, and he's involved on the defense a lot, and he's been doing more than an adequate job staying in the game on both sides.
Very true.
But there's a clear mandate from the rare breed that we're going to go at the quarterback of the other team, because if we could somehow wear him down, maybe we have a better chance on defense.
105 yards returning so far today from Marcellus Pack, and that'll be the 2-minute warning. And with that, we'll take a brief timeout on the other side of this one with a lot of time, 1 timeout, and the ball at the half. Will there be a way for the rare breed to matriculate the lead, or will Tampa be able to stop them at the door? We'll find out on the other side of this one. It's the A7FL playoffs.
I'll stop him before the next game starts.
No, but yeah, I had no idea what happened tonight, guys. Yeah, no, it was a big hit.
We are here live. It's the A7FL playoffs live on Stadium. The Elite Eight, the winner of this game, will go on to face the Patterson U in 2 weeks right here on Stadium. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Corey Hammond and Big Rob Fabian, guys with playoff experience in their own right. And with 2 minutes left to go, guys, this is put up or shut up time for the Baltimore Rare Breed. They get the ball at the half, but been relying a lot on Marcellus Pack in this first half, over 100 return yards, and he's been playing at running back and wide receiver, stacking up the line here.
It's a little weary. I don't know how much.
And on their touchdown, guys, he was the guy they play action to open up downfield.
And no Tony toe tap here, no wide open, but it will be 2nd and 6, pardon me, after the 2-minute warning.
If they can keep Davis away from Buck and Pack, they have a chance to score here.
I think Davis is going to be around the ball. I think they're going to have to continue to use the misdirection because he's nose to the football, so that play action is going to get him away, and Buck's got to just connect on those passes.
And they will hand it off again to Marcellus. Pack slips through the defender, and we'll get to the 11-yard line.
Okay, Pack with the stiffy.
Might have been enough.
Pause.
And it will be 1st and 10. The stiff arm leading them right in there.
There's some leeway in the trenches I've seen.
It'll be 1st and goal. They will mark it at the 10-yard line.
But some leeway?
Yeah. Well,
they let them boys play.
And in the A7FL, once it's under 2 minutes in the 2nd and 4th quarter, the clock will stop on incompletions and out of bounds plays. So the clock will stop, and that is a smart play by Baltimore to just try to keep the ball, keep the momentum.
And based on the way that they've been playing football so far in today's game, their game plan of running the ball is actually going to be a good defensive strategy to maybe wind this clock down so that the Nightcrawlers don't have another opportunity.
And a three-man line, big pressure. Play action. In trouble is Buck. Buck brought down at the 20. A 10-yard loss.
Yeah, that's Diego Rivera, double D, who's normally a safety. He's playing the edge rusher, similar to the way that the Rare Breed made a defensive adjustment. Gets in there for the sack. That okey-doke move can only work 5 times in a row.
He didn't fall for the hezzy this time.
The sixth time.
And
it's the hezzy.
And a great wrap tackle, too, by the defender.
Right, great tackle.
Just coming right in. And also that big play, wrap tackle. That's the thing about the A7FL. Tackling technique is one of the most important things.
Super important.
And it's a big momentum killer because now you're in a really tough spot because it's 2nd and goal from the 15.
You can make more mistakes.
Also, they marked it down at the 15 and not the 20, which is where I believe.
Toe tap.
And they will open it up here. And Diaz, too.
That is a nasty
trio
lineup.
Yeah.
The ball up, trying to go for the feint on the draw.
Oh, my God.
Thrown up. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Let's go, Ant Mo. Let's go, Ant Mo.
Anthony Diaz making it look pretty, doing a little bit of a dance, and will take the lead, and it will be 18-12.
If he doesn't make that catch, we can't look at him as a decent receiver.
Well, guess what?
He's going in. He's getting his car keys, and he's going home.
Right.
And the ball placement, because it wasn't his zone defense, but he's throwing the ball. Buck is in between 2 defenders, puts the ball up for his tall receiver, and if he doesn't come down with it, then maybe he's not only losing that ball, but he's losing the trust in his quarterback.
And just a
great throw.
Pop fly downfield in double coverage. If Bagway's half a second later, he gets the intercept. He gets the swat.
If Bagway's not playing 100% of the snaps, maybe he knocks that down.
Again, it's actually costing them a little bit.
And the extra point from the 5-yard line will be a 1-point conversion. They go with the quads at the top of your screen. Usually they come with motion to the other side.
But look at the pressure coming off the edge, and they will have 4. Looks like they'll be rushing 3. Here comes the contain, though, and another sack by number 9.
That was a Madden zone blitz if I've ever seen one.
Against elite teams, we can't get conversions, right? Because that's what it's looking like. And those conversions are going to – the first team that scores and gets the conversion – that might be the team that wins or gets the advantage. They put you in a very bad position.
But it also shows how back and forth this game is. After a big momentum play from a touchdown, the defense is able to step back up and stop for the extra point.
And we'll see here on the replay, just coming right off the edge, and the presence of mind to Buck. No, he sees him coming. He's like, all right, I'm just going to give it here, and we're going to ride right through it. And it's now 18-12. But there's a lot of time left. Baltimore not only has their timeout, but also under 2 minutes, as we said, clock stops on incompletions and plays that go out of bounds. So they have a lot to play with, and they have a wide-open offense. So this is going to be it's not going to be a sprint to the finish, but it's going to be a big opportunity for them. And a switch-up here in the return team, it will be Rico Brown with the return now at number 2.
Halftime conversations are very different.
And the Rare Breed guys, remember what we were talking about? The Nightcrawler started the game with the ball.
Right.
So if the Rare Breed defense can stand tall, that's why, guys, I always say that you have to take the ball in the second half.
Right.
And you can see Rico Brown just pacing, ready for it. This one thrown, and this one will make the requisite distance. That'll bounce at the 23, and sometimes the bounce will help. Gets past Freeman, but will meet him on the other side and brought down emphatically with a tackle.
He believed in his speed.
Yeah.
He's not worried about it. All contact.
They're talking about their stock picks.
Yeah. I like tech stocks.
Tesla's on the way back down. Maybe that's what time to go in.
Netflix is dropping, man. Netflix is
Buy
dropping.
the dip.
No,
Buy the dip.
Do not go back in on Netflix.
And bang. And
about to do commercials on Netflix. That's going to be not a good look. And Wolverine knows that. Wolverine tells me about his stock picks. So anyway, first and 10.
Freight train on that one, too. When you see those two guys coming at you,
I've had to block both those guys.
I won't do it.
God bless you.
Listen,
God bless you.
I felt that, against the defense. I felt that. And it's not pretty.
And you see the Wolverine there, Ricardo Freeman. He'll play on the line here. It'll be 1st and 10.
I'm looking for Bagway to
Number 23 will be a timeout by the timeout call by Baltimore, and they will burn their last timeout. An interesting call there by Baltimore. And when you're in that huddle right now, when you're the team manager of the Baltimore Rare Breed.
Well, it's not a team manager. It's not Marcus Cole, who's kind of like the mascot for Baltimore. It's the leader of the team, the heart and soul of the team. It's the quarterback right now talking to their defense. OG Buck is doing all of the things. That's why we call him a great game manager. He's doing all of the things as a quarterback you need to do that have nothing to do with your talent on the field.
Right.
And a 1st and 10.
Bagway shows us he's elite if he can score on this drive.
Bagway's showing us he's elite because he's faster, he's more agile, he's more elusive, and he's got accuracy and gumption, right? He's got an it factor.
Here, the conversation has to be different because that's a guy with 59 seconds left. If you can score here and bring it to 18-18 or maybe get a conversion.
I'll say this, though. There's a team on the field right now that's already made 2 mental errors. And as we continue on with this game, as guys continue to get more tired and more tired, mental performance is going to be just as important as your physical performance.
Do you think that makes it a 24-18 game?
I think it's going to be a great game.
No, like, does that make it 24-18 if they don't make those mistakes? Bagway cuts downfield, goes to the 44, and will be out of play, and the clock will stop.
Hey, Matt, if they don't make those mistakes so far, they're perfect.
Yeah.
So the reason that they're down is because they had opportunities on drives that they gave the ball to the other team.
Game would have been 18-18 right now. Not for Bagway threw the interception. We can't take that one away. But that fumbled pitch changed the momentum.
It absolutely did.
Yeah. Because that's a drive they should have scored. They were in the red zone after that catch.
And I told you that Freight Train was going to make another big play, and he did, like, on cue.
He did it.
That's my guy.
And that's chalk for the fumble on that one.
It's interesting. They've been putting Ant Mo all over the field. Right now he's at the bottom of your screen, one-on-one corner.
1st and 10, fakes the screen, flag on the play, and it looks like Baltimore might have jumped the line and might give them 5 free yards.
That's on the offense.
Start.
If it's on the defense, they get the free play. So as soon as they blow the whistle, you know it's on the offense.
So it'll be 1st and 15, kind of undoing a lot of the work that Mark Bagway did on that last drive, and it will be placed on the 39-yard line.
Well, for this Nightcrawlers offense, I mean, they're not worried about the sticks as much because if they execute on a play, it's usually been 20+.
And it looks like they're going to run back the same exact play.
Yeah, like nothing changed.
I don't even know if they're calling plays back there. He's running back and forth, and he's going to chuck it.
Give him more credit than that, man. He's calling plays.
That's true.
And watch the matchup here between Williams and the defender. And a big throw! That one's a complete pass, no flag!
They're blowing the whistle, even though that's close, because if they go on the replay there, that's a rare form of athleticism to throw the ball while he's in the air. But the thing is that because the whistle was blown, the reaction from the defense is that they stop moving. So you can't give them a touchdown on that play. You can give them a completion, but that could have took away a touchdown.
And let's take a look here. Bagway with not a lot of time, a lot of pressure. There's the Wolverine.
And remember, at home, you get
got a touch.
Oh, no.
It's close. It's close.
That's a catch. That's a catch.
They're also concerned about his safety there. He's got 2 men on his legs.
Let them boys play. That's a catch.
Everyone in Baltimore knows that I'm not pro-Baltimore. They still hate me, even though I'm kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt on some of these plays here. So
let's see
it's
again.
not
We got
a biased thing.
We got a closer look here on this replay, guys.
And just so you know, at home, we have the benefit of slowing this down as well. The refs have to make this in real time because it's bang,
so
bang.
This guy gets under the knee doesn't touch.
No, knee doesn't touch. It's on the defender.
He's on top of the defender.
And that could have been a touchdown. That might have taken 6 away.
Hey, you got to play through the refs.
It'll be 2nd down.
Can't leave it in the refs' hands, guys. Can't.
So it will be considered a sack. 2nd down. Well, actually, it'll be a gain of 1.
And you see, when Bagway has to step up in the pocket, he's not as dangerous as when he gets the edge, right? So that's going to be the chess match that we see from the defensive ends.
It'll be 2nd and 14. The ball thrown deep downfield. Caught and out of bounds. What a play.
Okay, that kid's fast. He just cooked back.
Now I'm jealous.
That kid's fast.
No, stop. Because if you can run, if you could run the way that Mark Bagway has shown he could run and then drop a dime on a fade like that on time, I'm jealous. It's not fair. Look at his ball. Look at his ball.
Oh, that's pretty.
Goodness.
He could have caught that He could have caught that in oversized pants, guys. Just stretch the waistband out. That would have dropped right into the basket. That's a perfect throw. And if you're going to score on a 1-minute drive, that's how you're going to do it.
And official Tracy, these commentators say anything annoying. Well, thank you. And a quick play to Johnson, number 69. It'll be 2nd down.
We can't fan out on Baltimore, right? We got to call a fair game. And these Nightcrawlers, if you guys are watching this game and you don't think the Nightcrawlers have stepped up and shown that they're a team that can compete on a high level, they're giving the Baltimore champions a game.
And it'll be 2nd and 5.
He just challenged Ant Mo to line up against him, too.
Oh, baby. Spread offense here. The snap. Waiting for it. Thrown. Beautiful play.
Excuse
Keeps
me.
it in play.
Bye-bye. Excuse me.
Takes this 1.5.
Come on. We say
Touchdown,
anything?
Tampa.
We say anything. Tampa's really like that. We don't say anything. Don't be mad because your team don't look as hot as they looked before.
Rob, you're taking too much time to respond to somebody that's the official Tracy, and if her name's Tracy, she spelt it wrong.
And it will be a touchdown for ball. Let's take a look at this play again.
Wow.
Pressure collapsing. Then that beautiful ball keeps it in bounds. Does not touch the line.
Excuse me.
And
Bye-bye.
look who got cut.
Pack, I told you they asking Pack to do
step
too
by
much.
step on that play. That's amazing elusiveness, throwing off your back foot, throwing with anticipation, throwing with throwing power, throwing with accuracy, and
how
an
important
amazing
is
play
this?
by the wide
And
receiver on the
right
timing
now-
route to make the
Important is this
touchdown.
conversion.
This is the most important play of the game right now.
Okay,
This
let's
is the
see it.
most important play of the game because this will give Tampa their
far.
first lead since the first quarter.
Freight Train.
Absolutely.
I'm watching Freight Train. Freight Train has to show
watch-
some eliteness here.
Watch the edge. Not a lot of time. Bagway. Met.
Can I call it or can I
ball
call
is
it?
loose.
Can I
What a
call
play.
it or can I call it?
Can you
I
call
watch
it?
Freight Train, man.
Can you call it? That's a grown man
Come
saying,
on,
come
man.
on, bro. You're not going to get away with this on me.
Yeah,
And he's saying a lot of stock picks right now.
Yeah.
Lot of
A lot
com-
of stock
they're
picks.
they're trying to figure out if they should go to the Arby's down the road here in Wilmington. It's one of the old school Arby's.
have-
As well as the offensives have shown out scoring the touchdowns,
Oh, my God,
both
what a
of these
game.
defense deserve credit because they've stood up right after big momentum-changing plays.
stopped. Come on,
every
man.
single one of these
This is a
opportunities.
great game. I'm
And that's a
impressed.
huge play by the
You
Freight
know
Train.
what?
Referee,
This is what A7FL
it's about.
football is all about.
Right.
This right here, these two towns, these two cities trying to put on for each other and a sign of
Look at the
respect.
respect. I love it.
And
Yeah,
the-
I love
the
it.
respect after a man just ripped his jersey over his face. We say anything in the A7FL because you could see anything in the
see anything,
A7FL.
right? Like,
Come on.
man.
And
Great game.
they tried to get the post-game jersey exchange a little too early,
Too early?
gentlemen.
Too
A little early.
Freight Train said, let me get that jersey off you now.
I can absolutely attest to Freight Train not wanting anything to do with that jersey.
Man, listen, I
He was
call
all
that.
about the disrespect on that one.
Freight
And
Train
there-
is a clutch defensive player. Again, I'm lined up against this guy. He can make the play when they need it the most. I love it.
He's
And-
from Baltimore through and through, and if you've seen The Wire, you know what I mean.
And he is this game, we all expected it to be an offensive bonanza. And
Right.
we've seen it so far.
Yes.
It
But the
has.
defense has stepped up when they needed to on
Very
both sides.
rarely do you see as many flash plays from defensive
Oh,
players.
my
goodness.
goodness.
And this is a playoff game. This is a cash game, and that one will be a flag. And
To pack again, why would you do? Oh, that's costly.
that, you know what that might be? No, Pack is tired. Pack has been playing both sides of the ball full
Matt.
speed.
I love you. You're
Look.
giving my man a lot of credit for the ball absolutely
That was-
slipping out of his
that was
hand
a
when he meant to throw
terrible throw.
it. He meant to throw it 60
I was
yards.
looking at
it
my
went
stat
16.
pack. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I was looking at my stat pack.
Listen, I hope these guys got some speed. Pack sure do. This don't look too good.
And this will be a dead ball snap from the 25.
And as quick as the Nightcrawler scored,
I can't watch.
better
I
watch.
can't-
Gets to the 50. Meets with the Huss, but the big man trying to push him out, and he'll get
That's
out
a
around the
great
36.
return. That's a great return. by Pack.
And untimed, with 25 seconds left on the clock, the best way that you can set your offense up to score is to get them within throwing range of the end zone.
And with no timeouts, though.
That was the
25
tough part
seconds.
because when we talked about the original timeout, everyone was on the when the rare breed take on first down before Nightcrawler call play, they take that timeout. We're not sure if that matters, but absolutely it does now. But if anybody can call 2 plays in the huddle and rush them to the line and manage this clock, so far at least this season, it's OG Buck.
Yeah, and good ball placement there. It'll be on the 36-yard line.
Trey Boston, I agree. They are lucky Pack is tired. That's 6 if he's not tired.
And when you see the kind of pressure that Tampa's been putting on Buck all afternoon, 2 big sacks coming off the edge.
I think they're going. Are they going with the Maryland special? Because Ammo is at the bottom of your screen on the sideline. Yep.
And there's the Maryland special.
Oh,
It pays
called
off,
it.
but they keep him and then bring him down, but that one will
Gets
go
out of bounds.
play.
Oh, that's not Ammo.
That's not him.
No, that
There
is,
he is.
number 88. And it'll be 1st and 10.
That
was Leon Anderson with the reception.
That's a really great way in 3 seconds to get 12 yards. And we call it the Baltimore special, and even New Jersey teams fall for that, even though they run it once a game.
Yeah.
And so they call it the one time, and a play that the DC Buzz actually bites them in the backside at times. The rare breed are able to take advantage.
And it will be 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line.
Here, see, Aunt Mo must be tired because he's on the sideline. If I'm OG Buck, though, there's only one 6'4" receiver that I'm throwing the ball into the end zone to, and maybe he's going to do it on 2nd down.
The snap, and here comes the pressure.
Got
OG
time.
Buck.
That's plenty of time.
Rolls out. Will throw this one, and that one will be dropped.
That is, when you run back and forth like that, all of a sudden the zones actually close downfield because everybody's back there. So the pinpoint accuracy in which he put the ball there, even though it was a tough catch, Dorsey almost comes up with it.
Right.
That's a absolute dime from the quarterback. Look at the ball placement in between 2 defenders. That's the only place he can put it there.
Great dive.
Bouncing off the hands.
He could have caught that.
As Deshaun, he has to catch that, man.
But unfortunately he didn't. But it'll bring up 2nd down, and questionably Aunt Mo is not in the game.
No, and 10
again,
seconds
we talked
left.
about that earlier. These guys are going to get tired, but they seem like they're fine. The Tampa guys don't seem as exhausted as the
Well, they play
guys.
in that Florida heat, and it is
Right.
kind of Florida weather today. We dealt with
humid
showers
out there.
early
Not
in the
for
day.
Florida. They're used to 95.
Right.
It's 78, and some of these Baltimore guys are not hussing, they're huffing. Oh, you read my mind, Rob.
Easy.
And it'll be 2nd and 10, 3 on the line, and here comes the pressure. The snap, and immediately, but Buck.
Oh, Beefy!
Beefy!
Did he get his feet in? Did he get his feet in?
God, did he? Come
It's
on.
close. It's close.
And
Oh, my
it looks
goodness.
like it'll be 3rd down.
Did he get it? Did he get it?
I don't know.
Looks
We
like
got to
he
look
got
at
it.
that.
I feel like he
No,
got
they're
it.
not moving the chains. It will be 3rd down.
Ah, that's man.
See that sideline? It beat the Nightcrawlers. Let's see.
No, his foot's on the line.
His foot's on the line, which means he's out of
Yikes,
bounds.
okay.
That was close, guys.
Yeah, that
close.
was very close.
That was a great try by Beefy. I respect the try.
And this is going to be the last play of the half. But Baltimore does get the ball back on an untimed down to start the 2nd half. And we have seen a dynamic play. Trey Boston, that was a catch, but he did catch it, but he caught it out of bounds.
Caught it out of bounds.
And it will be 3rd and 10, final play of the drive, final play of the half.
When you're watching the game from up here in the booth, you see stuff like that open up and then your eyes
Right.
widen. But we're going to see
on,
Aunt
Buck.
Mo at the bottom of your screen. That's going to be the matchup I'm looking at right now.
See something, Buck.
The snap, and here comes the pressure again. Rolls out is Chaney and a flag.
They're calling a hold. They're calling a hold. Keep playing, young man. Okay.
And they're gonna,
All right,
and there's the
hold that
whistle.
Yeah,
and
if they call the hold there,
And I think
That's the
they're gonna.
weirdest
That's
thing I've
gonna.
ever seen.
That's gonna reset, and we're gonna have 3rd.
they're going to decline it, so it'll be the end of the half. Because when Buck saw that it was a holding, he wasn't going to put it in the air. Because even if you score, then it's
nothing, yeah.
And at the end of the 1st half, the Nightcrawlers have kept pace with the Baltimore Rare Breed in what is becoming an instant A7FL classic. And we keep saying that every single week because this is the best football in the spring. No matter where you are across the world, if you love football, this is exactly where you want to be. And it looks like this will be, this is the end of the half.
Not acting like it.
And it looks like the clock, they'll reset, they'll replay.
You don't want to see stuff like that either. Guys look a little frustrated. The heat's getting to them. The score is not what they thought it was going to be. It's a lot going on in here. And that mental battle Corey talked about a little bit earlier, some people might start losing it.
If what you're asking for from your defense to send them back out there, because it was a holding call on the offense, right?
It was
a
defensive holding. That changes everything.
So it'll be, and they declined it, but they will replay the down.
To get the last play in. Oh, my.
And a flag on the play again. And it will be a wait for the penalty.
Ref signaling offsides on the defense.
Once again.
So it'll be a replay of the down.
That's the rare third final play of the half.
And it'll be 3rd and 5. And it was a hold on the defense. So you guys can hear.
Baltimore fans right now are on the edge of their seat because this is a huge play. If they do get the points on the board,
This is huge.
it's huge.
And
Tampa has to make a stop here.
This is the difference between potentially a tie, a lead, and a potential 12-point lead with that untimed down at the start of the second half. And Cheney throws this one deep, tipped up, and that one will be out of play. And this will be the way we end our first half. And after one of the most dynamic first halves in recent memory, this is why you watch the A7FL. We're going to walk into halftime with this game tied 18-18, and not a score we would have expected walking into halftime. But at halftime, we will break down the stats. We'll show you some highlights. And on the other side of this one, we'll figure out how we got to 18-18. We'll be back from Abyssinia Stadium with the A7FL playoffs. On the other side of this one, this is the A7FL playoffs on Stadium.
By the way, when you want me to start the clock for halftime? That D1 shit brought him right here to this shit. That's the biggest you ain't even go to school or nothing. That D1 shit don't mean shit. We all in the same league. It don't. Doesn't even go nowhere. got the nigga Diller mad. Now he don't even want to. You got Diller mad. He don't even want to tie my pants for me, nigga. Boy, shut your motherfucking ass up. What you want? That's what niggas told me to get that Diller mad. You don't want to get that nigga's $20. Damn, my shit burning. Hey, hey, come get your $20. Hey, come get your $20.
And this is the A7FL playoffs, and after one hell of a first half with playoff intensity, we're taking a look at some of the plays that got us here. It's 18-18, the Tampa Nightcrawlers going up against the Baltimore Rare Breed. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by two big playoff players themselves, Big Rob Fabian and Corey Hammond. And gentlemen, it has been an interesting first half, to say the least, between these two teams.
Yeah, that pinging on the back of your ear.
Yeah.
Is your car telling you to strap in your seatbelt, because this game has lived up to all of the hype that we've had for all of these games so far this week. But it's really been an interesting dichotomy of the way that you approach the game of football, especially when you break it down to the quarterback position. And what we've seen is a mastery level performance from the physical aspect of quarterbacking that Mark Bagway has shown in the ability to run, ability to throw dimes, ability to throw touch passes, ability to throw off his center, off his base, which is from experience very difficult to do accurately. And then you have Rakeem Cheney, who is almost the pure opposite, but still has some of those same physical attributes, because the game he's calling, guys, the play calling is elite.
And let's take a look at the highlights of this first half and see how we got to the score 18-18. Remember, walking into the playoffs, the Rare Breed walked in with the best differential in all of the playoffs with plus 50. And just look at the pressure here Mark Bagway had to face.
And he still throws the ball.
And that's something that we've seen guys like Huff do in this league.
Right.
Guys
OG
like
Buck.
at time OG Buck do.
Right. Sterry.
And that's welcome to the league, guys, right there.
And this is win or go home football. They feel that pressure. They feel the intensity. The energy is different when you walk into the postseason, and you're seeing it here, big man.
And that is a big
touchdown.
response. And when you see what the Nightcrawlers have done, what the Rare Breed have done, is respond every time.
Every time. But it's been, like you guys said, it's a great boxing.
And there's that pinball block This is what the A7FL is all about. Dichotomy of styles, dichotomy of offenses.
And this is a big mistake right here, though.
The pitch.
Because if you respect your opponent, you're getting the first down and you're happy with the result.
And the thing is, I just noticed it now. The toss back was perfect. 17. It hit him off the chest.
Right.
And we've seen a lot of players not able to make chest catches so far today.
Well, when you're not ready for it, it's not going to work out.
And Marcellus Pack, who has had
by Davis, who's had one of the
and that is a questionable spot of the ball there. But what we've seen from the Nightcrawlers defense is they've shown that if they can eat up the blocks, number 4 is going to find the ball.
And big throw, big play, and that one to Mr.
Great
Beefy.
catch by Beefy.
And he was he was trying to get that toss off, but he wasn't able to. And
the one mistake in the air Bagway's made, and maybe that's even a mistake from his wide receiver because he's expecting a deep route, and Ant Mo's there to get the interception.
6'4", easily catching that interception.
And bang.
Davis.
Davis has had a tremendous day, but those battles in the trenches, those open field tackles too. We're going to see this one right here. Bang!
Ooh. Buck with the ooh.
And then Mark Bagway putting the team on his back.
When he gets the edge, it's a 40-yard sprint, and he's running a 4.4, guys, easily.
And then with a glove on at quarterback, that is an interesting move, but Bagway throwing against his body right directly to Anderson, and here's another huge run back.
Well, these 3-on-1s might be a game changer, and if one of these teams can break one on the 3-on-1, so far it looks like the Rare Breed are a little bit closer.
Yeah, and they have the understanding of this 3-on-1 style better than almost anybody in the league.
Great sack.
And after seeing Buck use that hesitation move 6 times previous, they finally stop it.
And here's
Great
the touch
catch by Ant Mo.
Anthony Diaz has had himself an afternoon and just getting in there, making this game 18-18.
Yeah, for 2 years, Ant Mo has been saying, I'm one of the best receivers in this league, and he's here to prove it today.
And that one was on the extra point attempt. The extra points have been a huge deterrent for both of these teams, and just both quarterbacks having a day.
I'd be proud of myself if I could do that with a clean pocket. He did that off his back foot against the Rare Breed.
And right into just throwing on a dime and then bang.
Bye-bye.
Getting past Marcellus Pack, something I never thought I would say.
And what you don't see there is that last pass he threw as the receiver broke. So he's throwing to air and that accurate. That's very exceptional as a quarterback.
And when we return here on the A7FL playoffs, we'll break down the stats. It's win or go home season. Who makes it to the Final Four? Who's going to face off the Patterson U? We're going to find out on the other side of this one. This is the A7FL playoffs. This is playoff football at its finest. 18-18 is your score here on the A7FL Games of the Week playoff edition on Stadium. Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs?
We are talking about playoffs, guys.
That is true. I'm Matt Ryan, joined alongside Corey Hammond and Big Rob Fabian on either side of me here today. Let's take a look at some of the stats for the quarterbacks here today. Raheem Chaney, 6 for 13, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mark Bagway, 11 for 15, 178 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 1 interception. You saw the stats there covering our beautiful faces. Let's take a look again. 56 rushing yards. That is a big telling stat, the rushing yards, Corey. 85 to 56. And then Bagway.
And those 56 yards, guys, are on called pass plays, potentially. I mean, one of them I do know was a called quarterback run, but we have not seen Mark Bagway traditionally, that I can remember, traditionally just hand the ball off to a running back. Their entire offensive game plan is Mark Bagway, make a play, and so far he's been up to the task.
But 178 yards passing, and Raheem Chaney, OG Buck, not able to throw as much as he wants, but those 2 turnovers, even I would believe 12 points on the board.
I'm thinking those 2 turnovers mean a lot more than we think. Rare Breed has been perfect, and the game is tied.
Yeah, but
Tampa has made 2 crucial mistakes, and the game is tied. So if Tampa's perfect, what kind of game are we looking at?
I think we're looking at a 2-score lead now, but Tampa getting the ball to start the first half, but to start the second half, it will be the Baltimore Rare Breed and Marcellus Pack Money with the ball. But on the other side of this break, we'll see if Pack Money can light the lamp. It's 18-18. This is the A7FL playoffs on Stadium. Do not leave your screens. We've given you 30 minutes of awesome football. How about another 30 more, gentlemen? It's the A7FL playoffs. We're tied 18 apiece. Hook this to my veins. And we have seen a new rivalry develop between the Tampa Nightcrawlers and the Baltimore Rare Breed.
Here we go.
And here we go. And it will be Pack Money returning this one for Baltimore. And he gets eaten by the Turf Monster in number 3 with the tackle. And it'll be brought down around the 26.
I mean, again, that's a great tackle, great play to stop a guy like Pack Money from even giving you some more yards.
I give the 3-on-1 team, the throw team, the win anytime they stop a return inside the 40 because you're given a long field, and it forces the Rare Breed now have to get right back on their horse because as close as this game has been, it's a story of a team that can score at any moment when the Nightcrawlers, and a team that's been on schedule with the Rare Breed. It's a really great chess match right now, and if anybody's calling a game right now to keep their team in the game, it's Chaney. They're going to continue to run at Bagway, who's playing corner, but that doesn't seem, at least yet, to be affecting the Nightcrawlers.
And they will build on the line here.
See, at the bottom of your screen, you got heavy backfield set to the bottom of your screen at Bagway. It's not a bad look because you're getting 2 potential wins if it works.
Asking a lot of Pac money.
And you see the blitz coming off of here. You got Beefy next to Pac Money.
Keep an eye on Davis.
And they'll hand it off to Pac Money. Davis trying to give chase. Cut back by Pac Money. Block set by Cheney, but he can't get to the first down marker.
Actually makes the tackle.
He makes the play.
He makes the play, even as he missed.
Well, Cheney missed Buck missed the block on another quarterback. I don't know. It wasn't quarterback on quarterback crime right there. I'm gonna keep the arms free.
Missed tackle there, but a solid gain on 1st and 10.
I mean, you guys are asking Pac to do a lot.
And he has, though.
He's been carrying this offense.
For the first half.
Tell me in the U game, even though he didn't get the ball as much, he was not the MVP because he's the one that the U was focused on almost every one of those jet plays that ended up going to somebody else.
Of course, and I can understand why. It's Pac. But there's overuse. Pac looks tired.
We're going to go back to that when the Nightcrawlers have the ball.
2nd and 3, and here comes the pressure again. Cheney throws this one deep downfield, and that will be out of reach.
So Pac doesn't make that catch usually?
No, that was overthrown. And on a crossing route, Cheney makes the mistake of leading him downfield. If he let him across the field, then he would have had a little bit extra space to kind of adjust the ball in the air. So it'll be 3rd and 3.
I'll give you that. You're definitely a quarterback.
We have a member of the rare breed, Robert Mook Thomas, in the chat. Shout out to Mook watching along on YouTube. And
I'd love to know where he's at. If he's a member of the rare breed and he's on the chat.
Rare breed offensive line have the best offensive line names ever. There's Beefy, Bouncer, Burger. Like, you just can't make this stuff up.
Triple B, the Better Burger Bureau. And it'll be 3rd and 3.
And there's definitely a 3 on the scale in front of those numbers.
And big trying to get the stop, trying to make sure he doesn't get to the 39. Wow. And with impunity, that Tampa defense, that Tampa front line.
That's a big stop. Davis wasn't even involved. That was a big stop.
And they make the stop on 3rd, but looks like we're going to have to make a stop on 4th too.
If I'm them, I don't go for it. There's no respect to the game going for it.
That's like a Madden mentality. You don't mess up with the Madden gods when you're going for Madden on 4th and whatever.
Football gods don't like ugly,
but A7FL, we take out the punt really to begin with.
4th and 1. He'll get the first down. He'll get to the 40 and almost loses the ball on that one. And a tackle by number 1. That's Marquise Williams.
Yeah, and Marquise Williams power cleaned his sets in 1 rep for the day. Wow. That's a power clean of about, I'll say, 260 even.
Nice.
Picks it up off the ground, puts him right down. Now he's getting a little bit of help, but we'll give him credit for that one. But the more important thing is Rob, like you said, 4th and 1, I mean, the odds are in your favor on offense, especially when you've been kind of owning the line of scrimmage on those 4th downs.
First and 10. And the snap, and then the handoff of the 3rd straight play. And
well, that's a lot of rare breed guys doing the old not block anybody, turn around and watch the play thing.
What you got call it? Huff huff? A lot of huff huff going on out there.
They could be called burgers. They could be called anything starting with B. But right there, they just missed the block, which is the most important B in the offensive line.
And this is an expansion division, guys. 2nd year in the A7FL. The first time the Nightcrawlers have made it to the national playoff.
It's the first time on TV against the Northeast team that they've looked like they belong. And they absolutely belong like today.
Because let's look back last season, the Tampa A team, when they won.
Florida does not want us to look back to that season.
Yeah, we almost want to erase that from last year. Let's focus on these guys.
But to bounce back and to level up in year 2 and go up against a team that is in itself an expansion team. Yeah.
Dangerous.
Trips to the top of the screen, 2nd and 11.
And the blitz, and we're going to see if the Vegas Force can keep this kind of energy.
He's not
and OG Buck!
Oh, no!
Almost
Davis,
gets stripped!
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
But brought down at the 44.
When Davis touches Buck, I get nervous.
He came screaming across the screen, and I thought it was going to be a lot more offensive than that. But
slide, Buck, slide!
And this is the most important thing. These two teams going stride for stride against each other, and Davis giving that kind of momentum, that big block.
Now, I was concerned about the rare breed rush on Bagway, but so far in this game, the Nightcrawlers have gotten a pretty consistent rush on Buck. Now, he is also elusive, keeps his eyes down the field. He's just not as explosive.
And Cheney's been sacked 3 times on Games of the Week during the regular season. He's been brought down once today. and then one time during an extra point.
Right.
So one actual sack, and that was by Davis.
And it's 3rd and 6, but it's definitely still 4-down territory.
Oh, certainly. And here comes the pressure. Davis trying to get around the defender. This ball thrown deep downfield and almost intercepted out of the reach of both players.
And a one-on-one coverage like that, you like your odds, but that's great coverage. And even though the ball wasn't necessarily in the route, it was the coverage that kept Tony from coming back to it.
And here's the important part, gentlemen. 6 minutes have been eaten off the clock here.
Right. And it's 4th and 6. What are you going to do?
Well,
they're the opportunity.
They're right now going 3-on-1. They're throwing the ball off right now, which I think is the smart play. I think on 3rd and 6, maybe going up top was not necessarily the smart play call if you're not going to come back on 4th down.
At all.
Because I think maybe a timing route, maybe a quick out-breaking route, which anybody who knows me, that's what I go to all the time on 4th down. Somehow people can't stop it consistently. But it'll be 3-on-1, and Keese.
BME Keese.
BME Keese.
Marquise Williamson.
With an opportunity potentially, but if you're new to the league, the ball can go out of bounds here on these.
And does OG Buck just try to pinpoint this one? Does he try to coffin corner this throw?
Yeah, coffin corner it. Put these guys in the worst field position you could possibly put them in.
Well, for Mark Bagway, 99 yards may not be enough.
And this one thrown deep downfield, and this one is caught.
Oh, he's bold. He's bold.
And now trying to cut through. Hits him
by
with the Husk. Gets past the first defender. Usually that's the hard part. Guts down the sideline and will. Stays in bounds. Cuts to the sideline. Gets through the defender. And Marquise getting a little tired. Throwing up the one-finger salute.
Running out of gas.
And he'll get to the 35.
1, and he was just letting everybody at home know which number is not only on the back of his jersey, but on his hand.
He should have went all the way, man.
He couldn't. And after the play he did against Tony Toe Tap, I think this was the smarter play.
Yeah.
And the A7FL has already shown this level of talent across the Northeast, but this is showing the love of football across the country. Was able to beat him off the break.
As high as gas prices are, guys, the tank just ran out.
Yep.
And when it's $5+ a gallon, you know what? Go ahead, offense.
And it's also thick outside. It's soupy outside from the weather, the sun poking out.
Well, for us guys
humidity,
from the Northeast, maybe it is soupy, but down there, I bet you those Florida guys right now.
But he also had to shoot 40 yards downfield on that last play.
Right.
And it will be 1st and 10 with 8:50 and counting. You can see
he's done more conditioning today than I have, that's for sure.
And it will be 1st and 10, 3 wide receiver set, 2 on the line. Bagway in trouble. Bagway will throw this over the middle. Reception and gets to the 1st down marker, gets to the 46.
Freight Train's just looking to punch somebody.
All right, blow that whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
Yeah, he's not backing down.
And it will be 1st down and a flag on the play.
It looked like a penalty. I'm not sure it should have been, but it definitely looked like there was something illegal somewhere going on.
I think Freight Train did a little too much there. Like if the whistle was
but
blown,
more quick pressure from the rare breed, and Mark Bagway rolling to his right, throwing to a crossing route in the middle of the field against the grain. And that's not fundamental football, but that's just really good and hard to stop.
That penalty might be on him, and that'd be very unfortunate.
And they pick up the flag. No idea what the call is.
I just think when you have a man that's trying to still gain yards, here we go.
On the defense. Yeah. We also have a sideline warning. Rare breed.
Sideline warning on the rare breed. It'll be 1st down, so that delay of game is costly for the rare breed. After going over 6 minutes on their first drive and having to give it up to a 3-on-1 throw-off.
They do not need this. They do not need any more flags, like, outside of the game. Like, they don't need any of that. It's gonna cost them.
And it will be 8.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. The clock will continue.
Davis on the offensive line again.
And it will be 1st and 10. Nicolimo set up to the right of the quarterback.
Stuck in the box.
Play action, Bagway. He'll run. He'll keep this one, and he will go downfield, and he will keep going. Cuts through. Slipped. And they will.
They caught.
Wow. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Mark Bagway's thinking about 6.
Not sure what that whistle was, but they will call him out a play at the 27-yard line, and it will be 1st and 10.
On the move to make the last guy miss. Maybe he stepped out.
Freight Train is coming in hot pursuit.
And we'll see.
I don't see it.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh,
that extra step.
That's big cleat energy.
Yeah.
Listen, get them big feet out of here, man.
7:38
he went for the
change.
juke. He's got a stab step.
And the Baltimore special.
Nah, there's guys running off the field. And that's going to be on the offense. That's going to be in the
offense.
offense because if it was on the defense, it would have been a free play.
A false start. And
My man is looking for a reality show, Johnson, out there. When you wear the number 69, you got to embody it, and so far he has. Especially if you wear it as a skill position player out there. If you under 250 wearing number 69.
And it's on the defense. False.
What?
Wow. Offsides on the defense.
What?
Correction, it seems to be on the offense. And the referees will confer about this one.
I mean, if it was on the defense.
And extra points and penalties have really set this story here in the 2 turnovers by Tampa on a fumble, on a toss back in the first quarter. And it looks like it'll be a reset here. They'll moving up 5 yards, and it will be 1st and 5.
Rare breed does not need this.
And they have had some costly penalties in the first half, guys. And this one here, it has taken the rare breed under 2 minutes to give up the GOAT after having the ball for over 6 minutes. Tampa within scoring distance.
Check Davis versus Freight Train on the line right now.
And you see big
shoot,
number
he has
16, the
Wolverine
big
and
man.
Freight Train.
That's Mr. Biggs, Taquan Filia. Set up to the right. 1 wide receiver set. 2 wide receiver set, pardon me. Bagway in trouble. Bagway throws it. Ooh, out of the hands. And there's a pass interference call.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. Oh, no.
And that's Hefe Jones.
And he makes the big mistake that all corners make. He doesn't look for the flag first before he goes with the celebration.
And Hefe Jones might have given up the GOAT here in Tampa, driving.
Wow, we gave that.
Wow.
And let's see Bagway again. Great momentum,
To
great
his left.
motion,
Great
throws
try.
it,
Off balance.
and there it
Pinpoint.
is.
That should have been a catch too.
That should have been a catch, and there's the flag.
I'm not sure I see the penalty because it's just decent tight coverage.
I
But
see what he called and why he called it, but I don't know if I would have called it. Wait, can we say that?
Yeah.
well, regardless, it was called, and it'll be first and goal.
The mistakes Rare Breed are making right now are very uncharacteristic, and
it might be because they did not expect this level of energy from Tampa. Thought this might have been a walkover game, and right now,
Well, what I've seen on the field right now for the offense of the Nightcrawlers is an A+ at quarterback and a C. And to be fair,
and another flag thrown.
an even C, which is just, guys are making plays, they're not making plays, the offensive line isn't blocking, guys are dropping balls, guys are catching balls. So it's even on the rest of the 6 positions, but the quarterback right now is being able to do anything that he wants.
I don't think I would have made that call, man.
First and goal.
And it'll be first and goal. Well, 1st and 5.
I really don't think I would have made that call.
You would have made that catch, though.
Oh, of course. I got hands.
Some solid plays, though,
He does have
despite
2
the
hands. I've seen him.
flags. It'll be first and goal from the 5-yard line. Pardon me, from the 3-yard line. Bagway set up at the 7, the snap. Bagway in trouble. Bagway rolls out, caught off the hands.
Okay.
He would have scored if he takes it in. It's a good quarterback play to throw it to your receiver, keep him involved.
That was intended for Rico Brown. Hi, Michael Childs.
But it's going to be really tough for this Rare Breed defense to stop Bagway from being able
They're
to
getting tired.
get
like you see
2.
it.
But for him to get 2 yards is really asking for nothing.
Yeah,
He's able to
getting it
spread
at
the ball.
will.
He's able to spread the defense out so far that there's 2 yards for him
But
to
he's
stumble.
also he might also just try to be maybe trying to put on his wide receivers, maybe just trying to help them out, and also just trying to show off here.
If he does too much, which he threw the ball to a receiver who should have caught it there, so he's not making a mistake there by throwing the ball.
On first down, no.
But when you have Green in front of you, eventually these defensive ends are not going to lose contain.
No, but look how exhausted they look. Against a guy like Bagway who's looked like he's been doing
I think if they
cardio
have
all
full,
day.
even if they have full steam, I don't know if they're as fast as
And
him
they-
to keep him from
yeah,
getting the edge.
at all.
And it will spread out 2 wide. 2 in the 1 in the slot, 1 at the bottom of your screen, 2 up top. 2nd and goal. Clock breaking down here, 5:24. And here comes Freeman, thrown tipped, and dropped down. Heads up play by Davis.
Wow.
And guess
Davis
why that
swatting
happened?
that down.
They took Wolverine from the side he was on, put him on the opposite side, created a mismatch.
Yeah, but
he just went full steam.
But number 17 for Rare Breed, Quill Lane, makes a great play to tip it. He should have let Freight Train get up there and high point it, because if you watch the replay here,
both of them
once the ball's tipped, Rare Breed's playing defense against Rare Breed, because Freight Train's going to grab that.
Yeah,
Freight Train grabs that. Freight Train, that's tough.
And that's the third turnover, and that's points off the board. So now it's going to be a really tough position for the defense, because now they have to stop him 2 more times. And that's what you're asking for your defense, is to force the quarterback into an ill-advised throw like that.
And that would have been the second turnover inside the 20 for Tampa.
Right. And Freight Train catches that pick, and he might get another 30 yards out
I mean,
of
you can't knock Shaq, which is his nickname, Quill Lane right there. You can't knock Shaquille for making the initial tip and then trying to make the play on his own. But when the ball's in the air like that,
That was a pick, man.
It's really
that might be costly. That might have hurt.
Well,
because that takes away all the mistakes they made to even get to this point. If they get
but
the
also
pick here.
imagine having to play 3rd and 4th down after that almost victory, and then it turns into a disappointment. It's hard to step back up and make another 2 big, huge plays.
And Tampa,
and you see Raheem Chaney knows how big of this play is, and he's going out to talk to his defense.
burning their first time out here with 4:25 left to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, but this is a game-changing type spot here.
Right.
And although the Nightcrawlers have been almost succeeding by the seat of their pants, going all over the place on both offense and defense, it's really smart. I think it's really smart to kind of make sure that they have the right play here, because what we just saw in the last play is an almost huge mistake.
And right now, you take a look at this, Corey. If you were behind center here, if you were inside Mark Bagway's brain, if you were pulling the strings,
Can I get his legs too?
If you were doing a ratatouille, if you were pulling a ratatouille, what would you be telling him right now, or what would you be saying in the huddle?
Well, I think when they go play action and roll him out, especially this close, what you're doing is you're forcing the defense to honor the run to one way, and then you give him an option for the run throw going the other way. So that misdirection is probably what I would call. But guys, they haven't even had an honest just handoff run play. So the play action probably at this point is just out of the playbook.
I'll just be very honest with you. If I'm Mark Bagway right now, I'm looking at a way to keep Wolverine on one side, Freight Train on the other, and attack 17, because Beefy might beat that lineman. Just go right between the lines.
And on
right
the other side of this break, we'll see if they'll be able to get inside the end zone. It's 18-18. Will Tampa be able to get into the end zone, or will Baltimore hold the line? We'll find out in a minute. It's the A7FL playoffs on Stadium. We are back here live. It's the A7FL playoffs win or go home season. And it's on the play attempt. Bagway cuts in, gets into the end zone, touchdown!
And that's all he needed, guys, just to run it in. And like Matt's been screaming all day, he can just walk it in. 2, 3 yards, 5 yards. He gets whatever he wants when he wants it. And this is the second time it puts them ahead of Rare Breed. This conversion's important.
And gets in here, cuts in, gets in past the pylon, touchdown. Tampa taking their 3rd lead of the afternoon. We're able to score first. Baltimore got the lead 12-18.
And as easy as they've been scoring on those types of conversions, they need to score on this one.
Yeah, this is
because if they go up 7, that's another. That's
Sterry Codrington or Quattro Huffin.
Oh my! There's
Woo!
no way.
And
he
there's the
gets in.
first
He gets
conversion.
in.
They
He
will
gets
count
in.
it.
And is that he went for 2
And
or
they will
1?
count it
That
one,
was one.
and
One
it
for
will
one?
now be a 25-18 game, a 7-point game, and what a
So the argument is Bagway is on an average team.
that's what
That's
people
my
in the
argument.
chat are saying.
That is your argument.
That's what I've been saying.
So you're telling me if Bagway has a
Just
BIC
look
level
at
team,
that.
that's amazing.
He was able to stop Freight Train and Mr. Beefy dead in their tracks, stop on a dime, stop on a button, not even a dime, like stopping on a pin, the edge of a pin.
Excuse me.
Hits him with the B button, gets inside, gets over, and he's already in there but when the
already
ball
in.
gets stripped. So that is 7 points. The first time we've seen someone convert today on an extra point.
And he's tired.
Yeah.
Just understand, he's tired. He's exhausted here.
And with 4:20 on the clock, he blazed it into the end zone. And now with a 7-point lead, how does the Rare Breed respond, Rob? Like, what do they do?
Right here, if Pack does what Pack does, they get a score. Buck puts them in the end zone to put it 25-25 or even 24-25, which is advantageous. But they need to tie the game up.
Well,
And
I'll
on
tell
an
you how.
untied down,
I'll tell you how fans feel at home, how the football player feels inside is that, oh my goodness, they just went up. We got to get back on the board. I can tell you for 100% fact that Raheem Chaney is cool,
calm, and
collected.
Sure.
He's sticking to the game plan, and although on 4th and 6 he went up top and he didn't find his guy, it's not like the Rare Breed are out of it.
No,
they're
at all.
right where they need to be. And like you said, Rob, and this is going to be huge as the game keeps going on. The Rare Breed have shown on offense that they're going to attack Mark Bagway.
Right.
And Mark Bagway is doing everything to keep this team above water and has been efficient as he has. Does he have enough?
And he launches this one deep to Pack Money. Marcellus Pack, who's had 3 touchdowns in 3 Game of the Week appearances so far this season, off of the special teams,
way.
almost loses the
One-on-one,
ball.
Pack's tired.
Yeah, and
Pack
that was
is tired.
That's just a good open field
uncharacteristic.
back tackle because what happens is on the 3-on-1 is when that first guy misses, then it's 2-on-1, and that's when guys take advantage. So if you make that first stop, you executed what your job was.
And honestly, I'm looking at Pack as someone we might have to slowly count out. They're asking him to do a little too much.
But
Pack
you're
is
saying that about a
exhausted.
guy who's not holding the ball in his
he's
hands
still
every
doing
play
too much.
and is not playing defense. If
No,
you're
he
thinking
is.
that
No, he is
that
playing
Pack is
defense.
doing too much, I wonder what you think about
No,
Bagway.
Pack is playing defense. He
Is
got a
he?
touchdown scored on him.
Yeah, he did. He
Rico
got
Brown
burned. He got
him.
burned. Yeah, Rico Brown burned him.
Pack
and
is doing too
Bad,
much.
bad Rico Brown burning people.
Yeah, Rico cooked him.
He's coming at a line of scrimmage with his ball in his hands.
Zoo Boy, exactly. They're all tired. Who wants it more?
And 4:04 left to play here after a 6-minute drive to start the
Buck.
second
Buck.
half.
That's
Buck.
Pack.
Oh,
my
Marcellus
God.
Pack
That's
on the
Pack.
QB keeper.
They're asking Pack to do too much.
He is carrying the offense. He is carrying the special teams. He had over 115 yards returning in the first half. And you add another 30 there, and it's a long day at the office for Marcellus Pack, who is now in at quarterback.
Well, they're going
and the
with
Wolverine in.
They're
Lead
going
blocking.
with they're going with that Snow Tribe type of,
And
strategy where you're gonna make them cover the quarterback from the
and
run.
the Wolverine being met by a buzzsaw.
That's a first down. That's an attitude run. He's not the most natural running back, but he's certainly a punisher out there, and he gets the first, it looks like.
You got to play football for 4 quarters. If you're asking one player to do all of this, and this is not what he does,
And that's your but see, you keep saying that and it rings
This
true
is
because
what-
you're making that argument against the
Pack.
Rare Breed.
right? I
Tell
can't
me,
make it for
tell me,
Bagway.
yeah, but tell me one thing that the Nightcrawlers have done that wasn't Mark Bagway, except for the hits from
But
number
he's
4.
actually still going.
Yeah, he is.
And
Pack is slowing down.
Lot Smith has been playing some heavy minutes today too. And
That's,
ball comes loose.
That's characteristic of Pack.
No,
Come
absolutely
on.
not.
So Ike Johnson's in the chat telling me this is what Pack does. You guys are hurting Pack. He has to take a break. This is not. This isn't the answer.
Well, at some point, Raheem Chaney has to break the mold from game manager and become playmaker and start delivering the ball downfield with open passes.
And you got to
man.
wonder if the weather has been playing a factor in this game.
100%. It's humid.
And Tampa stepping up. You know, a lot of people are saying in the chat on YouTube that these guys this isn't the elite version of this Tampa team. it doesn't matter.
Right,
Like, there's
right.
so many factors in this. This is playoff football.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're bringing 22 people or 14
Yeah,
people
right.
or just 7. You have to step up and answer the call, and right now this Tampa defense has when they've needed to. With 2 minutes left to play in
There's
17
a mismatch.
minutes.
Number 9 is going to burn his defender.
Bagway, that's Bagway that was on number 9.
And the ball thrown deep, and that one will be incomplete, intended for Anthony Diaz.
I meant on the defensive line for the Nightcrawlers. Number 9 has been owning that right tackle position, and you can just see the size differential.
Big bodies. I mean,
But hey, as much as we have talked about Chaney calling a good game with good play calls, Ant Mo was open, had a couple of steps, and the size. So if you put the ball in the catch radius, that's a catch.
Tampa talking that talk now. That they're confident.
they're
They are
allowed-
Third and
leaking
12.
confidence.
they're allowed to. Baltimore has to gather their troops, get in that veteran mindset. Don't get into these back and forths with the team that's beating you right now.
Well, after getting stopped on their first drive, if they get stopped again, all of a sudden the success of Tampa turns into a landslide, and that confidence breeds into the momentum, and who knows what can happen.
I'm hearing a lot.
A lot of people are right now
That-
in our YouTube chat saying that if Tampa has all their team, they
They're
can
gonna
beat the U.
This is crazy.
Well, we've got to
Recency
count your
bias.
chickens before they hatch, and there's the handoff to the Wolverine on 3rd and 12 in the third, and he almost gets depantsed on that play, and another big play.
A solo tackle by Smith. Smith's been cooking all game as well.
Yeah, but on 3rd and 12, guys, you go with a jet counter? No.
I mean,
I'm sorry. You have
they're
to put the
starting
ball
to
in the
break
air.
down.
You have to get the ball to one of your wide receivers on a timing route. I mean, that's obviously my bias, but this is just not a good play call on 3rd and 12.
Lott Smith has had a day on
He
defense.
definitely did, and this is what me and you talked about. This is the backyard version of A7, where these guys are playing both sides of. This is a young team. These guys can run and sprint.
And
back
imagine
forth.
with more seasoning, playing
man.
different
Come on,
competition,
man.
being able to continue to build stride for stride, we might see
These guys look tired, guys.
and it looks like we'll rock this to the end of the third quarter. So
Put your fours up, guys.
45
Fourth quarter.
minutes of football left to go. 15 more on the other side of this one, and they will do a 3-on-1 throw-off. And at the end of 3,
With those fours
the
up,
Tampa Nightcrawlers.
25 to 18.
And there you see that play. What?
Yeah, and we won't say that this is a shock if they win, but it's absolutely right now.
It's not a shock for who. If Tampa wins, that's a huge upset because
Well, then you underrated them coming in.
And we will start the 4th quarter with a 3-on-1 throw-off. That one will bounce into the end zone, and it will roll out of play, and it will be a touchback. As we start the 4th quarter with an untimed down and a big opportunity for the Nightcrawlers.
And maybe the biggest defensive possession for the rare breed this entire season. Season's on the line. Don't go anywhere.
At the end of 3 quarters, will the Tampa Nightcrawlers be able to get back on the board? Will they just eat the clock, or will Baltimore find a way to respond? This is gut check time. We are back here on Stadium, the A7FL playoffs win or go home season. If you saw UFC 275 last night and you thought you saw some compelling knockouts, we're 15 minutes away from one. And this one brought down. And that one, a big play there.
That was the first run play I've seen all game.
Well, they wanted to give their linebacker some props for all the tackles that he's made because Wolverine got the ball, so they were going to quid pro quo.
And a shout out to everybody watching us across the A7FL network, whether it's on Stadium or internationally on Fight or on our YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody watching. We got players watching. We have family members of the players watching, and we have fans watching us for the first time. And this is your first time watching the A7FL, and you've been watching other spring football, and you're like, where has this been all our lives? Well, we've been waiting for you. So thank you for joining us. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Corey Hammond and Big Rob Fabian. The two best announcers in spring football, two best analysts in spring football, joining me on the call, and it will be 2nd and 12 play action. Bagway keeps his arms low, kind of an Anderson Silva move, and gets open field to throw to number 4, cuts through, big block, and he'll try to keep going, but brought down at the 48, and Tampa bringing that energy.
Rare Breed makes the adjustment on defense. You see Pac Money and another speed rusher on the outside to make up for Mark Bagway's athleticism. But guess what Bagway can do? He can stay in the pocket, wait for his running back to clear containment, and he fires an absolute dime to the running back so that he can catch the ball. That's a no look.
It's a no look.
He catches the ball and makes a play downfield and absolutely
oh my goodness.
And
perfect quarterback play in the A7FL.
Begs the question, guys, at 4 o'clock, the Vegas Force going up against the Trenton BIC. We've seen a lot of things in the A7FL this season that have turned our head sideways like a dog that was shown a card trick. What happens when the Force and the BIC play in this thick, soupy atmosphere? First and 10.
It's going to even out the teams, I'll tell you that.
And the throw to Johnson, number 69. Nice, getting the 5-yard gain.
And I think
it'll be 2nd down.
I think you guys are watching a beautiful stream. You're hearing my amazing voice and everyone else. You guys don't understand how humid it actually is out there. It did rain. Like, the air is thick out there. So these guys are huffing and puffing.
And what you're hearing
flood
is
warnings,
and what you're hearing is Northeast guys complaining about humidity and Florida guys on the field not worrying about it whatsoever.
So that might be affecting Rare Breed to a different level. These Florida guys are still smiling in this.
I'll stop that point right here because what's affecting the Rare Breed is the absolute clinic that Mark Bagway is putting on as the A7FL quarterback.
2nd and 4, tried to go for that Be More Special. Bagway throws it over the middle. Intercepted!
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. What's going on?
And focusing on Ant Diaz there, but that play.
Great interception.
Great interception by Baltimore.
Clutch.
That one was by number 5, Janon Forrester. What a play.
That was clutch. And if you thought Rare Breed was just going to lay down, you might want to get up.
And we'll see it again here in double coverage.
Beautiful interception.
And
Mark Bagway has been asked to do everything for his team, and there's only been 2 individial football plays where he's made a mistake, and both have been turnovers, and they're some of the biggest plays in this game so far.
He tried that Mahomes-esque throw. We saw him do it earlier.
Gunslingers are confident, and they'll throw it into coverage. And he put it on in a position where if Nani doesn't break on the ball from downfield, away from the coverage, that's not the man that was on single coverage on his receiver. It was just a great play by the defender to react to a quarterback stuck, rolling to his left and throwing across his body.
And guys, as we approach the 4th quarter here, Raheem Chaney, a legend in this league, getting into Aunt Mo, and we'll get about play still moving, matriculating. A ball almost came loose there and stopped, stifled. A Luther Campbell-esque tackle there by the Nightcrawlers, and it will be 1st and 10. But, guys, you have playoff experience, championship game experience. Heading into this 4th quarter, what's the most important thing for both of these teams? We've seen Tampa make a huge mistake.
How about ball security? How about ball security? Because there's one team that is maybe playing not as explosive, but they're playing a lot more solid football. I've seen at least 3 times Raheem Chaney make business decisions and not turn the ball over by either taking a sack or running out of bounds or punting it on the 3-on-1 throw-off on 4th. But This is money time, and he hasn't made a play in a while. He's going to have to make a play now.
3 wide receivers set, 1st and 10. Here comes the pressure again on Shaney. Ball thrown deep downfield and overthrowing.
What they're not going to do against this Nightcrawlers defense is just burn them down the field with speed.
No, not
what
anymore.
What they've been able to and have found success is run the ball and get yardage, which has been stopped in the second half so far. But the play action crossing routes where they find open receivers when the defense is sucked in on the play action. So that ball was placed downfield and maybe tests the Nightcrawlers defense, but those deep passes have been off target except for that touchdown to Aunt Mo in the first half.
And it will be 2nd and 10 off of the incompletion. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Corey Hammond and Big Rob Fabian. Live, it's the A7FL playoffs win or go home season is the game at hand here.
Playoffs?
Both of these teams trying to face off against the Patterson U in 2 weeks in our Final Four.
Yeah, the deep ball is not the answer right now.
In motion play action to toss to Beefy, and Beefy getting caught in the crossway, almost getting the ball stripped out.
Security.
But matriculating the ball downfield, and
that jet action shovel pass, it's trying to take advantage of the rush, but luckily for the Nightcrawlers, that's when they actually kind of played back. We talk about the rare breed, sucking wind. It looks like the Nightcrawlers are in a similar position. Wind.
I know.
3rd and 5.
a 5-yard gain, and you see.
So to get back on track, Rob, the shovel pass keeps them ahead of the sticks, and a 3rd and 5 is a lot more manageable than the 3rd and 12s, 3rd and 8s that they've been stuck in for the second half.
Watch off the edge. You've got the demolition crew on either side. The toss again to Beefy, and he'll get it. Ooh, trying to take. They're too focused on the strip. They're trying to get the turnover here, but too focused on the strip, not focused enough on the tackle, and that will be more than enough to get him the first down.
When Beefy's running full speed, the 2 tackles he broke, he probably weighs the same as both of those guys put together.
Right,
so
but we have to also check the time, and these guys are they're not doing anything to slow
the
game down at all.
Stop it. And then 16 comes in. Even up the scales.
And if you're Tampa right now, are you just enjoying the fact that they're running the ball because they have not?
Yeah.
Because
Tampa,
Baltimore
doesn't look like these defensive players are enjoying anything out there.
But Baltimore has yet to convert on the extra point. So the fact that it's a 7-point game,
right?
It doesn't matter if they get into the end zone. They have to get at least 1 extra point.
But the rare breed all season have not been what the Nightcrawlers and what BIC have shown to be, where it's just going to spread them out and throw it on every play. This is who they are, and this is how they're going to win the game.
Right.
The spread offense here by Cheney, and they're going to go to that play-action jet sweep again. Cheney throws it downfield.
Has a wide-open man. Mark Bagway taking a little bit of a breather because he hasn't had one all game. And Aunt Mo would have had a touchdown if the ball's just thrown right to his chest.
And you got to wonder if you're Mark Bagway playing two-way ball, and you're seeing what Rakeem Cheney's doing.
What you see on that last play is that missed touchdown throw makes up for the interception that Mark Bagway just had, because both plays are just poor impact, except for Cheney has the opportunity to erase it with a good throw or a good play here.
And it will be 2nd and 10. 7:39 and counting. When we hit the 2-minute warning, the clock will stop on plays that go out of bounds or incompletions. Once again, trying to utilize that jet sweep. This time they do it, and a flag on the play, and that will be...
Prior to the snap, full start, offense.
They don't need that.
That's tough because that's one of those judgment calls, because I'm not sure who they called it on, but because they're going with the speed, they're trying to surprise that edge. That's integral to the play call. A jet sweep, you have to have that timing down, and if you go too early, it's not going to work out.
And coming up at 4 o'clock, we're going to have another all-killer, no-filler contest. Our second Elite 8 game of the afternoon. The Vegas Force will be taking on the Trenton BIC. And I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Big Rob Fabian and Corey Hammond. And we're taking a look at the chat. Mark making a great decision to throw. Caught, but not down on the tackle.
That's Bagway. That's Bagway.
Keeping the lead by any means necessary.
You keep asking for him to do more, Corey, and he's doing more.
I'm not asking him to do more. I'm just pointing out how much they're asking him to do. And I'm not saying that he can't, because he keeps answering. But let's be honest, guys. Catches the ball there, that's just a tackle and a first down for Rare Breed. The ball's put right there. Look at this play.
Look at this hit.
Bang.
Put that ball
and that's
down,
just
sir.
natural. He's just folding into the defender.
Look at the muscles.
I think we throw a GTA wasted up on that one. It'll be 3rd and 15. And 6:28, another long drive by Baltimore off of the turnover.
The tempos of both offenses are the opposite, really. All
Slow and
games.
steady here, and it's exciting and fast on the other side.
And a 3 deep
Here we go.
on the defense.
Come
And
on,
Chaney
come on, Buck.
in
What you got,
trouble,
Buck?
gets eaten up by the turf monster, stays upright. He is meeting some ghosts here, and he is brought down at the 48-yard line.
And on 3rd and 15, they were looking to go for it on 4th down if they could get some yards. But on 4th and 20+, it's going to be a really tough task to ask. And then what you're in the position of is you now have to stop the Nightcrawlers who have the ball
And
and have enough time to score.
And Taquan Fidelia just okey-doking Buck into meeting the defender number 23.
That was working for Buck in the first quarter, stopped working in the second quarter, and then
And do you know why?
having to use it over and over again.
Do you know why? Because these Nightcrawlers, the Tampa guys, do their cardio.
Timeout
this
on the
is
field.
nothing to them.
Well, I don't.
They've been running like this since the first quarter. They can still do this in the fourth quarter. It's the same intensity. Rare Breed is running out of gas, and
Rare Breed
honestly, I'm
right now, they have their offense out, and I don't know if this is smart because the
shocked.
chances of them getting 23 yards after struggling so much to even get 7 at a clip, they might have a trick play that they've been working on for the 2 weeks that they've been off, but very questionable decision if they end up going for it on 4th and 23.
Big play here. The biggest play of the game on 4th and 23.
And game is not overly.
It is not. No,
Even if they don't get it here, they could still stop and get the ball back.
And with 2 timeouts left, guys, there's still a lot of opportunity to move in. And if you see at the bottom of the screen, I'm Matt Ryan, that's Corey Hammond, that's big Rob Fabian. And guys, game of the year conversations?
I think the hype coming in has definitely been matched.
The hype was.
But game of the year, guys, it's got to be one of the
right. It's in the
BICUs.
conversation.
I think the hype was exceeded. I think upset of the year.
So far, this is the game of the postseason.
Absolutely.
Right,
this has
I'll
been the
give you that.
best game of the playoffs, and we saw some exciting games in the knockout round.
Right.
So what will happen when we get into the Final Four and a potential Tampa-Patterson-U matchup and Lenny Manziel coming in?
What's awesome is I think all of us would agree
It'll be
that
a
coming into
3-on-1.
this game, we all believed that based on the track record that the Rare Breed could compete in the Final Four.
Yeah.
If the Nightcrawlers come out of this game, then they absolutely are a Final Four and potentially championship contender, especially if Mark
100%.
Bagway can be this effective and
100%.
throw 2 interceptions
And
off
this
of his
level,
back feet.
and this level of
Man.
speed against the Patterson-U defense is going to be the most interesting question of all of this. And we'll be previewing this 4 o'clock game as soon as this one is over. So if you're joining us on Stadium or across the A7FL network, throwing out a play, and that Marquise Williams taking that as disrespect.
Well, what he's saying is that's how you execute 3-on-1.
Ball played. Yes, sir.
He is excited, and that flight home back to Tampa tonight might be a party. They might actually just rent a party bus and drive back down to Florida. 5:42, a lot of football left to play. 3 turnovers by Tampa. That is the story of the last drive. A big interception by Mark Bagway, a guy who's been asked to do nearly everything for this Tampa team, a guy who's converted from a wide receiver to a quarterback and stepping in here.
Well, regardless of what we say he was or is, he's a straight baller today.
So he's like that today. I don't
But
know.
guess what? If Raheem Chaney was in this position, it would be runs, bleed the clock, be smart.
Do you park the bus here?
I do not think that Mark Bagway has that in him as he comes out
he does.
with a 4-wide set.
He has
possibly
it
a
in him.
false
He has
start.
it in him, Corey.
And a
You know
false
what it
start.
is? He's trying to make a statement.
Offense. Half the distance. First down.
That's the
boy.
that's the rare 1
and now
yard
might
penalty.
be able to make that two point difference,
Right.
that
Right.
inability to get those extra points. This might be a huge difference maker here. Both teams with 2 timeouts, 5:40 left to go. False start, and you see the Wolverine giving the thumbs up. Watch for him. Watch for Ricardo Freeman. 3 on the line. You see Beefy, and it looks like we might see a problem here. And
Well,
we'll
what the defensive line for the Rare Breed are doing is they're looking for a safety, and they're making sure that they're not offsides so that anything that they are able to do in the backfield counts.
and a timeout call, I believe an official timeout, trying to figure out where the half the
Rob,
distance
Rob,
line
you were
is.
saying it in this situation. You were saying that Mark Bagway does have it in him, but what is he doing?
100%. trying to show us who he is, what Tampa's about.
With the game on the line in the playoffs at the 2-yard line.
Yes, we don't know Mark Bagway. He's going to show us.
Well, he's introducing himself today.
Now.
This is an entirely different atmosphere. This is A7FL playoffs.
Football.
And a snap, and again, a flag on the play.
Oh, this is nasty work.
It's going to be a 99.5-yard drive.
That's the rare half-yard penalty.
Ball star.
Who's jumping?
Well, the offensive line for the Nightcrawlers know that the rare breed are coming. And what's interesting about being in this position, normally with as much speed as Mark has, he would have, infinite almost yards to run backwards. away. With a hard stop at the back goal line. It changes the size of the field, which gives him less space, which could
and
be
how did
potentially
that start? A good punt.
But do you start?
Shout-outs to Lenny Manziel.
Do you hear, if you're at Baltimore, do you stack the box? Do you send?
Better
army?
question, Matt. And I don't want to disrespect you because that was a good question. The real question is it a bad decision to not try to run the ball up 7 points in a good position because your defense has shown that you could stop the rare breed, to not just get 3, 4, 5 yards and a little bit of breathing room so you get yourself out of this dangerous position at the 1?
Bagway looked like he cares about that at all.
And a litany of penalties there. I'd like to get.
Did it look like they cared
call.
about ball security when they just tossed it back to number 16?
It'll be first and an uncomfortable amount.
Well, the bottom of your screen, the Mark Bagway's throwing arm side, which is the easier side for him to run to, is wide open, which is a mistake.
And off from the half-yard line, deep in his own end zone, thrown over the middle, and he's got the field in front of him and brings it to the 20.
And guess what? That's the answer. If you're going to sit in the pocket, when you're able to run 99 yards for a touchdown, you're going to sit in the pocket, find the open receiver in the middle of the field, dump it down, which is sometimes a hard decision for guys that are looking to make a big play.
Just know.
He made the play.
2-3 seasons from now, when we're talking about Florida's dominance in this league, it'll start from Mark Bagway.
Yeah,
in this playoff game.
This is the potential start of a legacy here.
Paint.
And gets past the Wolverine, cuts down the sideline, and will get out of play. The clock will still run.
As great as the Wolverine has always been on defense, if you watch the replay
like
here,
that,
he goes for the inside move. It's just a bad
easy
move.
Money. Even
it's just
you
a
get
bad
away
move
from that on the inside move.
Yeah, because all you have to do is stumble away.
And with 4:30 left to play, this Tampa team
going inside is just a bad move there, Wolverine.
It is.
As much as we admire your adamantium claws, that's just not good football.
Bagway is just showing a different level right now. He's showing who he is, and I'm pretty sure every team is watching right now and he has a target on his back. He has a clear target on his back.
He's had a target. He's had a target on his back all game because they've been letting free rushers in. They haven't been blocking well, and he's still managed to find a way to be one of the best quarterback performances we've seen all year.
And if you're Baltimore, the snap here, cutting downfield, using the B button, we'll get to the 37. If you're Baltimore, when do you start burning those timeouts? Do you wait until the 2-minute warning?
You can get some type of turnover at some point. Your defense is still your defense. Bagway's exhausted and still.
Well, when you are off the ground like that and land on your back as he did, the wind sometimes gets knocked out of you. And he's a tough guy, so he's going right back in there.
Back in.
But guess what? 100% of their offensive output has been Mark Bagway. And then 36 of their defensive output and 1 tackle on a 3-on-1. So that's a pretty good game. That's a pretty good game from one player on your travel roster.
And the smack talk between these two teams on social media has only paled in comparison to forcing the BIC. That's our 4 o'clock game. Bagway in trouble. Almost intercepted for the 3rd time.
He needed that one. Because I think that
was a touchdown.
Clear. That would have been touchdown.
Shannon Forrester almost with his 2nd interception of the afternoon.
He didn't just get up like that.
Yeah, he did. We're just going to ignore that.
Yeah, I'll ignore it. I'm not.
2:50 left to play, and it will be 3rd down. I'm Matt Ryan, joined by Big Rob Fabian, Corey Hammond.
As great as Bagway has played, if he makes that 3rd mistake, it could be the game.
It could cost him the game.
They're going to make us
talk about it.
That's not fair.
That's not even cool.
Listen. We saw a guy from the Vegas Force get a silver in the Olympics last week.
Man hit the pommel horse, no horse.
The clock doesn't stop on a drop pass.
The ball thrown deep downfield.
There it is. By pack. And here it is.
Now that works out to be a punt.
It does.
Is it good?
Yeah.
No. Is it horrible? No. So we're still in a position where the defense for the Nightcrawlers is going to have to make a mistake, or Pac Money himself, who we've been calling out.
What we said since the beginning of the game, OG Buck has to win this game.
And we have a flag on the play. A flag on the play,
You know
though.
what it was? I think there was too many men on the field for the rare breed because they were rushing guys off of the field. And then look, yeah, it's too late in the replay to see that. But you saw a guy running on the field, guy running off, and as high of a tempo as this Nightcrawler offense has had, that's one of the reasons why you do it.
Wow.
So you're going to turn your pencil over to the rubber side. Quick eraser on that interception. First and 10, Nightcrawlers.
Hey, Pac, I see you, Pac. I can't even.
Hey, but on back-to-back plays, Mark Bagway has thrown it to the rare breed. So this game is still
But like I said before,
a bad decision away from a great quarterback.
Here we go. Mark Bagway has made way more mistakes than Buck.
And if you're the Patterson, you're licking your chops right now.
Buck has missed a couple of touchdown throws. And if he completes those, just like if Mark doesn't throw interceptions, different game.
And we'll see how this one ends. Tampa getting the ball back after leaving a third interception on the table. Can the rare breed find a way here to make a stop? We have 2 minutes of football left, 2 minutes of playoff football. Win or go home. Is it a sad drive down I-95 or crying in the airport? We'll find out after this one. It's gut check time on Stadium. We're back here live, and Mark Bagway having the time of his life. 2 minutes away from making his way to the Final Four in the A7FL. Matt Ryan joined by Rob Fabian and Corey Hammond. And the snap on 1st and 10 after the 2-minute warning. And almost a big play to Davis, number 4.
So Mark Bagway has been infallible except for a couple of plays, but on the last 3 offensive plays for the Nightcrawler, he's thrown a pass that was almost intercepted, a pass that was intercepted, but they got bailed out by the rare breed making a dumb mistake of their own, and then calling a pass play underneath the 2-minute warning, which stops the clock and gives the Baltimore rare breed a better chance. So the confidence that he has in himself is great until it backfires. We'll see.
2nd and 10. 3 wide receiver set. Bagway will roll out to his right. Stops, throws over the middle again to 34. He is that ultimate check down for them, and peels off of 2 defenders, one of the big Freeman, and gets it to the 35, and the clock will keep running.
Oh, no.
Dance, young man, because guess what? You're putting your team in a position to win, and that's maybe a couple extra moves too many, but it's rightfully earned because
don't waste your game breaker, son.
Look at the stop. Look at the stop on the
check down that he's been able to do. He's thrown against the middle of the field, so he's lucky that there's no other player there. But Antmo misses the tackle there that would have put them in a good spot.
This is what makes Wolverine elite.
Yeah, but
Still
it hasn't been
chases it
enough.
down.
It hasn't
No,
been
it
enough
hasn't.
against Bagway here. That
hasn't.
speed Bagway has neutralized Wolverine.
Minute 12, the Rare Breed have yet to use a
Wolverine just
timeout.
tackled a guy.
Under 2 minutes, and Bagway will just lightly jog to the 20. He'll
my
fumble the
God.
ball and get out of play.
Man,
The only person that's going to stop Mark Bagway
it's
today is Mark
himself.
Bagway.
It's himself.
Yeah.
That's it.
And under a minute now, officially 59 seconds left to go. Bagway again with the kip up.
All right, man, come on with this ninja stuff,
Hitting
man.
him with
Get
that
this guy outta
HBK
here.
in 95. And it will be 1st and 10 again off the back of Mark Bagway.
I hope my fiance is watching this. I think we're just gonna move to Florida and have a son because there's just no way these kids are this athletic. Like it's absurd.
Yeah, but you're talking about a whole team, and I'm looking at a team that's been everywhere that they needed to be. These guys are making plays. They're playing hard. They're dealing with the adversity. But
And
we
imagine-
can clearly see that the guy that jumps off of the screen is the quarterback, and he's made the difference because
And
a comparable quarterback, it's not the same game.
And also, if you're if you're Atlanta, you're New Orleans, you're watching this now. Imagine getting in this league and being a part of this conversation,
right.
bringing this kind of energy to the A7FL. Timeout finally called with 52 seconds left to play.
They keep talking about Bagway's cleats. He has the biggest cleats I've ever seen in my life.
And
I don't know why.
referee announcing a timeout for Baltimore.
Nice.
You made the BCE comment before, and it's not before the common era, and I was a little upset with that.
And wow, Tampa.
Nightcrawlers feeling good about themselves. You know
Guys,
what?
there's
When
still,
you fly
there
in-
are still crooked numbers
Yeah, I
on the
know.
clock.
I
When you
know.
fly in, you could feel good about yourself, but maybe wait until it's 0-0-0 because the
Yeah.
rare breed,
Things
if
happen,
anything,
man.
there's a lot of men out there, and they're not going to get disrespected without at least a pound of flesh.
What happens if there's a fumble and Pack takes it?
They're
for
still
6
calling
right now?
pass plays.
Yeah, they're brave. Maybe.
52 seconds left to play, and the handoff to the big man, number 17, and he'll go sideline to sideline, and that will go out of play.
The Nightcrawlers are daring the rare breed to take the
get a
ball away
turnover.
from them.
I
Ball security has not been taught in the Florida
but
division in the 2
Rare
years.
Breed's offense has been stalled for the last 2 quarters, bro.
And
That's
they're shut
tough.
out. They're shut out. They've been
tough,
shut out,
man.
and they've had the opportunities. If I'm the quarterback for the rare breed, I'm going to have nightmares about Aunt Mo running up the middle of the field by himself with Mark Bagway
And
just
overthrowing
taking a breather at corner.
And if you guys have enjoyed this game and all the smack talk during this game, 4 o'clock, the Vegas Force flying across 3 time zones for the second time in as many weeks, playing the number 1 seed Trenton BIC on neutral ground. What's going to happen? We're going to find out at the top of the hour on Stadium and internationally on Fight. 4 wide receivers set, and Bagway will just run with it. He'll be button. He'll keep the ball, and that will keep the clock going, and that will burn the last time out, and it will be 4th down.
He
Well-
did that at will.
Well, but the previous play where they're just handing it off to a token guy just to get a friend a carry, and he almost fumbles and goes out of bounds, stops the clock.
And
Rare breed, it's 4th down. If they get the stop here, that they get the ball back, and now they don't have a great chance. But if you have a chance in this league, just ask the Chiefs, just ask the U, just ask the Immortals,
this
ask
is
BIC.
Remember what I said earlier about disrespecting the game of football, going for it on 4th?
And
it
not-
comes back to bite you.
And
in
you
the
know
bottom.
what? And not running the ball when you have the lead.
the biggest thing here. 3 points left on the table by Baltimore. 2 points left on the table by Tampa. 3 points left on the table by Tampa. If they make those extra points, and also if Tampa doesn't make those mistakes, those 2 costly turnovers in the first half, this game might be out of reach. And the throw on the sideline, and they can't get the first down. So Baltimore will get the ball with 38 seconds left to play, and they will have to make it work.
And somewhere Ike Johnson just mumbled something incoherently because the Baltimore Rare Breed absolutely have life in this game.
They do.
And Wolverine is Hulk mode right now, but he's just not the best option.
But guess
What?
guess who was
Lenny
just on the
Manziel?
field? But guess Lenny's going. No.
He's out there.
Buck is in.
Buck is in, but also
Zach
Lenny.
is walking out.
Wow.
Are they
And
going to go
this-
double passy?
Maybe.
Are they
but
gonna
this
go
is-
tricky,
So,
tricky?
this is
so
what I'm saying.
guys, 38 seconds left to play. They have to go 89 yards.
And the guy that do
Pardon
it is
me,
on the
91
sideline.
yards.
Here's
91 yards in 38 seconds.
Here's the first and most important point there. Nightcrawlers run the ball Rare Breed don't even have an opportunity. So this is a mistake by the Nightcrawlers offense to give the Rare Breed a chance. Now, it may not matter, and they may have the swagger on defense to make it so it's not even a big deal. But when you're about to get on a plane and you're either going to win or lose, as it's definitely set up for the double pass. Because
yeah, watch that. The throw over the middle. Pack money! Running down the sideline!
There it is. He's going to do it.
Trying to run it out! Goes for 30 to 25! 15, 10! Touchdown, Baltimore!
Let's go!
Big Rob said it. Respect the game. It'll respect you back.
Let's go!
Nightcrawlers do not respect the Rare Breed, and the Rare Breed right now show that they have absolutely zero respect for the Nightcrawlers. And right now, they're an extra point away from either tying or winning this game.
Baltimore MFing special, and it's a one-point game.
Everybody was looking at the right side of the field because they're bringing a quarterback.
Look at Pack. Where's Pack? Yeah, Pack.
Hey.
Yeah, Pack. I know.
No, don't even listen to Rob. He was hating. He said you're tired. You are not tired. I knew you had it in you.
Let's take a look at the replay. Lenny Manziel with the biggest play of the game and
Mark Bagway with the missed tackle, and as great as he's played all game, you can't ask him to be your safety.
Who called it? Who called the play? Buck.
Yep.
Buck called the play, and Buck was...
No. But, guys...
Lenny Manziel
They're going
magical.
They're going for 2.
They're going for the win.
They're going to shut this one down.
If you guys are not on the edge of your seat, I don't know what you're doing.
Now, Matt. Now, Matt, you can talk about Game of the Year because...
Yeah, no, this is it.
First of all, Lenny Manziel, let's see some magic out here, brother.
Lenny?
Oh, man. You know what? To be fair, they're going to go maybe double pass again.
And now, Manziel using his legs. He's in trouble.
This is the game.
Baltimore takes the lead.
Hold on. Tony Toe Tap makes his presence known. Taps both toes in. That's why he's got his name, guys.
Wow.
We're going to keep screaming for the rest of today because we got to go, Tony.
And we got 2 more games to go today.
We got 30 seconds left with one of the most explosive offenses we've ever seen this year.
10 seconds ago, you're telling me Tampa's flying home with a W.
Football, and this is the A7FL.
Wow. Damn right. This is pro football. This is the epitome of spring football. 11 on 11 can't match this energy. This is the A7FL, and we've got 30 more seconds of chaos.
Tony Toe Tap took off his jersey.
Let's go, Tony.
He just put it on eBay, and it's selling for $500, I'm told.
Respect the
and we
game,
have, and we are leaning,
we
are leaning and rocking with this until the end. If you are just joining us, the Tampa Nightcrawlers were up 25-18 after shutting out the Baltimore Rare Breed in the second half. But Lenny Manziel to Marcellus
diamonds
Pack.
and the bottom rolls gold. Lenny Manziel with the grill in, touchdown, and
listen, ladies and
the
gentlemen,
2-point conversion to take the lead.
Don't make the same mistake that the Thread God did. He left for 5 seconds, and the game has completely changed.
I told you to buckle in. You know that annoying bang that you hear in your car? Well, you heard it, you didn't listen, and you missed out.
See, what had happened was... But this is an untimed down, and this man's got speed. He catches it at the 20. And I think he did that on purpose. He did that on purpose. He saw that.
Well, because if you're looking at the Freight Train and the Wolverine, those are 2 super villain characters in the comics.
30 seconds, under 2 minutes.
That's a lot of time for Bagway.
Hey,
under 2 minutes. If you get to the sideline, clock stops.
As much
2
as Mark Bagway wanted to play offense on that last drive and not just take the victory, he's going to have an opportunity down 1 point with 30 seconds and 2 timeouts.
Wow, man. Wow.
Now, the Rare Breed, they have a tough task.
And if you're loving this, let us know on social media. Follow the A7FL on Twitter. Use the hashtag A7FL. If you think this needs to be on the bigger platforms, if you think this needs to be in more cities, put your money where your mouth is.
So the Baltimore-Florida rivalry starts today.
And guess what? Look at the defensive end position for the Rare Breed. They're putting speed because Mark Bagway's going to have to win with his arm.
And a flag, and it could be a false start. Let's hear what the referees have to say. There it is.
Same.
Blessing in disguise, guys. Mark Bagway, he needed that 5 seconds. But again, look at the defensive end position. You got Nani and Pack Money playing that edge. Well, they're playing an amoeba defense that's shifting around, so they better not leave too big of an opening because this guy can take it 95 yards. We've seen Sterry do it.
3 on the line. 30 seconds, 1st and 15.
Chalk.
Thrown over the middle again,
same play.
and hits it over to number
Rico
2.
Brown.
He'll
Brown.
cut downfield. He'll get to the
ball,
46,
man.
and a timeout called. And it called at 22 seconds.
Wow, there's a lot of time on that
And
clock,
Maryland
Corey.
fans, don't get too confident yet. You have the lead, but the game is not over. The same mistake the Nightcrawlers made, thinking that this game was going to be, 59 minutes? Nope. It's going to be the full 60, and we got 59-40 on the board so far, and these teams are within a point.
Watch
This last 20 seconds, if you go anywhere, you made one of the biggest mistakes of your spring.
Yeah, if you got your Uber Eats order, or if you went to go make a sandwich, pour yourself a cocktail.
Let that food get cold on your
Yeah.
porch. It's going to be there for the 4 o'clock game.
And can't wait for that 4 o'clock game.
And by the way, if you ordered soap from Uber Eats, don't eat it. Right?
Yes.
You've seen the commercial.
The snap.
Not rushing.
Bagway with time. And Mark Bagway will cut straight down Wilmington and
not
find himself to the
blocked.
30.
They didn't rush him?
Which was a mistake, but with 10 seconds left now, they have 1 timeout, so they have the middle of the field open.
So what'd
They
you say,
force
3 plays
Bagway
left?
to run,
I
and I
say
think by his
3.
body language, he wants to win this in the air.
I'm looking for – he's probably going to look
They
for
have to
Rico
play
Brown.
honest defense, because if they go prevent, they're preventing themselves from winning.
Look for Rico Brown.
And look at the top of your screen. You got one more player at the bottom. The snap. 2. And there's Rico Brown. Rico cuts up field. He tries to make it down to the 5. He
Rico
stays
Brown.
up.
Look for Rico Brown.
And
There's no
69
way.
touchdowns.
There's no way.
And they walk it off.
There's a penalty flag on the field because the backwards pass was really close to being forward, and if it's they had the timeout. Listen, they had the timeout. If he goes down there, they call a timeout. They have another play.
my
This could be a runoff, and Tampa's going to go home
man.
with as sour a taste as you can have in your mouth.
There's a second left on the clock. Let's take a look at the replay.
Just keep an eye when he
Rico
gets
Brown.
that ball in the air. If it goes behind him, it's a touchdown. If it goes forward, it's a penalty.
All right, so hold on.
Offensive play was a touchdown. No, we had a legal forward pass on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty from the start of the foul. The Nightcrawlers had elected to use their final timeout and ran a 10-second runoff.
So Baltimore, the call on the field was a touchdown. Let's take a look at this replay.
So when the call on the field is a touchdown and this is a penalty, if they're going to review this, they have to see indisputable evidence that it goes backwards, and it does look like it clearly goes forward.
It goes forward. But they
we're gonna
call their last timeout, so there's time left on the clock.
So they avoid the runoff because that would have been a runoff game over if they don't have the timeout. So now what we do is we do the math. He let go of the ball at about approximately the 8-yard line. They're going to have a chance from the 15-yard line with 1 play left. And if Mark Bagway is going to make up for the mistakes in play calling on his last drive, it's right here, right now.
Edge on your seat.
Hey, guys, by the way, this is win or go home.
This
losers.
is the playoffs from the 15-yard line.
This is it.
3 wide receivers set, 3 on the line. Watch for the Wolverine with the season on the line. Bagway in trouble, throws this one, intercepts the ball, and Baltimore moves on to the Final 4.
Wow.
And if you thought that this game was over, when Mark Bagway was smiling and dancing, you don't know football, you don't know the A7FL, and the Rare Breed, they played their best game, 60 minutes, and even though, guys, they didn't look like the better team, they're the smarter and more confident team heading into a Final 4, because right now, guys, when you disrespect the game, you don't deserve the win.
Listen, the veteran team won today.
But that doesn't mean that Tampa didn't make a statement this afternoon.
Do you think I love you, Matt, and you're right. They're on the map now. Florida is someone that we have to...
Tampa lost this game, so we're going to take a timeout, and at the top of the hour when we return, it's the Vegas Force and the Trenton BIC. Can the expansion teams keep this energy? We're going to find out on the other side. Baltimore moves on. It's the A7FL Elite 8. Stay where you are.